Subscribe to my sister's channel. She will also voice her favorite plots. Let's give her a big asset. Minato Namikaze has the third Hokage. Naruto Uzumaki's son is born today. The best guards are present here. 3 legendary Sannin are standing and guarding Kushina, who screams and screams in pain. Naruto didn't want to lick out of Kushina, but Kushina didn't stop trying. After 2 hours everything was ready. Naruto was born. Biwako Sarutobi picked up the baby and wrapped it in a towel. "Can I take for example Jijigo?" said the trembling Minato, from the thought that he is now a father. "No. Mother first," said Biwako sternly and carried Naruto to Kushina. The birth was successful and without any problems. Konoha was not attacked by a masked man, as Obito has not yet recovered from his wounds and is training. On the same day, Mikoto Uchiha gave birth to Itachi. Fugaku's thoughts were only about his son. He forgot about the clan and the whole world for the whole day. Only Mikoto and Itachi were in his head. For the first time, he showed his excitement and feelings to everyone. Naruto and Itachi grew up geniuses, and you can't argue. They were able to read and write, walk and control their bodies at the level of an adult at the age of 2. Minato and Fugaku already felt a small spark of chakra in them. Then the Hyuga clan confirmed this at Minato's request for verification. There was no limit to the happiness of 2 families. Naruto was visited by relatives from Uzushio, grandfather Ashin, Uzukage, and grandmother Moroko. These were Kushina's parents, and part-time Uzukage of the village and village counselor. How long did Minato ask for Kushina's hand and heart? Because he had to go through several circles of hell so that Ashuna and Moroko would be convinced of him. But now it's not about that. Ashuna and Moroko doted on their granddaughter and spoiled upon arrival in Konoha with everything they could. Naturally, Naruto also came to visit his grandparents in Uzushio. They had a warm attitude, but still Ashuna did not like Minato for something. In his opinion, he is too soft. Due to the fact that Minato is Kushina's husband and has a child with her, there is an allied relationship between Uzushio and Konoha. Naruto and Itachi grew up cheerfully at the age of 3. They had already started reading many books and learning about the existence of shinobi, since their fathers were these shinobi. Naruto and Itachi were friends, very close friends. They studied everything together, went together, everywhere together. This strong friendship of the sons of the Hokage and the head of the Uchi strengthened the position of the Uchi in Konoha, and the already inflamed uprising began to subside. Their genius was amazing. They solved puzzles that children should not solve. These puzzles even break the brain of adults. The rivalry and the friendship of Naruto and Itachi was also, and even very strong. At the age of 5, Itachi learns that he will have a brother, and Naruto learns that he will have a sister with a brother. At that moment they were already thinking about the meaning of life and why it is needed. In fact, they have everything, but why all this? When Naruto's brother and sister were born, everything was according to the canon, but Ashuna managed to come up and sealed the fox by spending a dozen of his chakra and Minato with Moroko and Kushina. The entire fox was sealed in Naruto by his will. Ashuna and Moroko will not stand because they are old, but young Naruto will withstand the full force of the nine-tailed. If we die sooner or later. Such thoughts began to visit them when they were on the battlefield where there were a lot of corpses. At that moment someone wheezed, "Help, Kaka, water," wheezed some shinobi. Naruto and Itachi quickly flew up to that shinobi and gave him a drink, but this shinobi saw that it was Konokofuchi. He himself was made of stone. He quickly took the kunai, but Fugaku killed the scoundrel. At that moment, Itachi woke up Sharingan with 1 volume. "Father, why did they all want to kill each other?" Itachi was talking with the Sharingan turned on. Fugaku was surprised by Sharingan, but at that moment there was a similar conversation between Minato and Naruto. "Dad, I feel pain in my eyes." Naruto said, turning to face Minato. What Minato saw struck him. There was Uzugen, and Naruto, you have awakened the Uzugen of stage 1. Minato said, surprised, wow. Naruto answered briefly and passed out. At that moment Itachi was dedicating Fugaku. You see, Itachi, this is the world of shinobi who follows the orders of the tops. I killed him because if I hadn't killed him, he would have killed you or other shinobi. He wouldn't think about the family of the person he kills, so we won't think. Fugaku said, I see. Itachi answered shortly. Itachi and Naruto after that incident began to think more extensively and on a larger scale. There was no meaning to life for them. They were ready to break their psyche. They tried to die by jumping off a cliff, but they realized halfway through the flight that no one wanted to die. They have found the meaning of life in their relatives. The desire to protect a person dear to you transcends all human principles. When Ashuna found out about Uzugen, he flew to Konoha at the speed of hyper-ultra light. Together with Morocco, Ashuna very much set Minato's brains, together with Morocco and Kushina, because Uzugen, like Sharingan, awakens from strong emotions. After Naruto handed over his father, the fact that he took him to the battlefield where the battle was over, Minato got nuts again. And so, granddaughter, I'll tell you about Uzugen. This is the Dojutsu of our clan. There are different stages of Uzugen. In general, Uzugano has 2 stages, the first with a pattern of waves in the middle of the iris in the pupil, which spreads out over the entire pupil. And the second stage turns these patterns into a full-fledged Uzugen. All the waves are combined into one pattern. His strength does not differ much from Sharingan. He also improves your vision and prediction of a taijutsu fight. He can also copy techniques, but he cannot do genjutsu. But with him you can apply fuinjutsu without seals, only with your eyes. You look at the right part of the body or object, imagine the seal and that's it. Uzugen will do everything for you. This is stage 1. In stage 2, you will have the opportunity to complicate these seals with additional features. Also, from stage 2, you will improve the vision and prediction of the taijutsu fight. And I almost forgot, with stage 2 you will be able to see through smoke and other difficult veils. And remember, the first stage of Uzugen equals 2 stages of sharing. Stage 2 of Uzugen, 3 stages of Sharingan. There is also Uzushin, but this is the only one I have awakened in the whole story. If you wake him up, I will tell you. Ashuna said. That day Ashin was trained a little by his granddaughter. Ashuna and Morocco stayed for 2 days at Minato and Kushina's house to stay. Naruto was glad, as well as Ashuna and Morocco finally saw their youngest granddaughter and granddaughter. Wow, how hard it was for Minato, because the Uzumaki who were always arguing in the house is bad. When Itachi and Naruto got their Dojutsu, they started training. Itachi abruptly became behind because of Uzugen, who is stronger than one Tomoe Sharingan, but he was not upset and wanted to catch up with Naruto. But he didn't know yet how strong Naruto would become. Now they are 5 years old, and they are already training as adult shinobi, a full set of exercises, and then chakra control, learning the style of taijutsu uchi for Itachi and taijutsu uzumaki for Naruto. They, along with their Dojutsu, absorbed information like sponges. At that moment they met Shisui Uchiha, the genius of the clan, the one who possesses the 3 Tomoe Sharingan and in secret from all Mangekyo, as well as Shiro Uzumaki, who was Ashuna's son and Kushina's brother, hence Naruto's uncle. He happily stayed in Konoha to train his nephew. He already wanted to get away from his wife's family with 3 hurricanes of kids. He will stay here for a month to train Naruto. Shisui and Shiro quickly found a common language and were the eldest of the company, but naturally Shiro was the oldest. Naruto and Itachi were 5 years old, Shisui was 12 years old at that time, and Shiro was already 25, purely a man. Shisui also gained experience and new strength in these trainings. Shiro and Shisui decided to train. Shiro had all 5 elements and he was at the highest level in all of them. He almost overtook Ashuna in strength already, but not enough, but he surpassed the third Hokage. A little bit about Ashuna's strength: he is weaker than Minato in battle, since old age does not allow him to react as quickly as before. But if Ashuna had been young, then Minato would not have had a chance. In close combat, Ashuna with his seals is a serious opponent, because of Uzushin. In strength, he will be equal to Tobirama. If Tobirama is weaker than Minato, that's what Kishimoto said. Naruto, after a complete monster was sealed in him, the attitude of the inhabitants of Konoha changed to him, but the great clans and their children always did not change their opinion about the man because of the Tailed One, as he was a genius for them, and remained. But ordinary shinobi in residence began to hate Naruto, but under the masks of friendship, because Hokage loves his child more than life. Naruto did not prize the fox, but he also did not feel any compassion for him, because the Tailed Ones did not help people particularly. They either kept neutral, or destroyed and killed. Only Son Goku Four-Tailed helped people, because of which he was not very much restricted, but when Son Goku began to interfere strongly, and not to help, then he destroyed the house. Then something else: he was sealed by his will in Jinchuriki, the freest seal that could come up then. At that moment, they began to build a large cave to put Son Goku there, otherwise he would destroy the whole village like that. At the end of time, Son Goku was pulled out of print and placed in his gorgeous cave. The cave had its own huge hot springs and everything else he had to come out of the cave and watch. But when the power was replaced in stone by 3 Tsuchikage, then Tsuchikage Inoki, like a stupid geek, sealed Son Goku in Urushi, just for the sake of strength. From that moment on, Son Goku began to hate some people, but not all. Naruto knew this story and only to some sastrodal, but the fox is another matter. He loved to mock people and destroy them, but for the sake of justice he also helped them, and when Hashirama came and defeated all the tailed except for Son Goku, he sealed the fox unfairly, but as a lesson would come down. But when Biju is captured for several years in a row and placed in vessels, this is already a mockery. Such thoughts visited Naruto's head. Naturally Kurama heard all this, because he could read minds. He was shocked by the reasoning of a 6-year-old boy. After 2 years, Naruto and Itachi entered the academy, where they became instantly handsome class. They were in class A, where there were only clan, so no one poked at Naruto that he was a demon. Itachi-kun! Naruto-kun! Shouted the female half of the class. In the minds of these two there was absolutely one thing. How will they get rid of them? What to do to go eat ramen, and then train hard without causing the surveillance of half of the female part, not that of the class, but of the fucking academy. Naruto and Itachi were followed by girls not only from their class, but from the academy. Even older people looked at them. Their appearance was truly angelic, like all the kids at their age, but their Kage-level thinking raised authority among all Konoha. Naruto and Itachi think much more than any jonin. Their IQ is above 140, and they absorb combat experience like sponges. You should have seen the muzzles of Fugaku and Minato. When it comes to talking about their sons, their pride rises to the skies. They boasted so much about their sons that at least now they can give their posts to their children. While our heroes were getting stronger by learning new techniques and fighting styles, their brothers and sisters were no different. Menma and Mito, Naruto's brother and sister, were not super geniuses, although Menma was in some sense a genius for irritating people. So quickly to start a person and play on his confusion and anger, so could only Guy with his careless memory. Mito was an ordinary girl with red hair and a face like her mother. At the same time Menma is a complete copy from her father. Namikaze's genes prevail. When it comes to the younger sons and daughters of the Hokage and the head of the Uchiha clan, they talk a little, they throw everything off for growth, but still Naruto and Itachi at 3 could fully read and write, not to mention walking and body control. Naruto and Itachi are so that they wanted to be in an unnecessary academy that had already started asking for the genin exam, but Minato and Fugaku already knew that they would pass, but they had to find friends. At that moment, Naruto and Itachi realized that their fathers and mothers had conspired and would not let them leave the academy. Itachi, what to do? Angry Naruto asked. No idea, my friend, no idea. The same angry Itachi answered. Naruto and Itachi were leaving the academy, and as always Izumi and Tsumi approached them. They were in a sense friends of Naruto and Itachi. They went for their favorite dumplings on Itachi sticks. Naruto paid because he had accumulated so much money that in general, and this is because of 2 missions from his father. The first one was to go to his grandfather's 30-hectare vegetable garden, but Naruto did not lose his head and created 300 clones. Minato and Ashuna lost their faces from this. After 2 hours the whole vegetable garden was plowed. And the second task is to plant seeds in the same garden, all the same clones and ready in 1 hour. Because of such a rank B mission, since there are too many hectares, he received 40,000 ri, which is 2 salaries of an ordinary builder. And about the pocket money from my father in the amount of 20,000 ri, I am generally silent. Itachi-kun, what do you like? Izumi asked. Naruto. Itachi said with a bit of humor, pfuuu. Naruto spat out tea in surprise. And for real? The evil Izumi asked. Family. Itachi gave a short answer, anticipating Tsumi's question. I love my family too. Naruto anticipated the question. I see. Red Tsumi said, why are you blushing? Naruto said with malice, what difference does it make to you, idiot? Hit Naruto Tsumi. Naruto and Itachi realized one more thing at that moment. Life was lived not only for the sake of Radni, but also for themselves and friends, for the sake of society, for the sake of your district that trusts you. At that moment, Naruto decided on his goal to become Hokage or Yuzukage, and Itachi decided to become the head of the Uchiha clan and take responsibility for him. Today was a normal day, not counting the fierce Naruto who runs 400 laps around Konoha for distilling with Guy and loses by 200 laps. Guy sensei, will beat, you. Naruto shouted in pursuit. That's the mood. That is, the power of youth is burning. Guy shouted, reducing his speed so that Naruto would be happy. After 30 minutes, it was over and something else started. And now distillations for push UPS 3000 times. Naruto said, great idea. Guy exclaimed and started doing push-ups. The war was tough, every push-up was counted. After 40 minutes Guy won, although he was served. Naruto needed another 5 minutes to finish the exercise. And so the morning went on, until 12 o'clock there was a competition with Guy, then he trained with Itachi, Shisui, and Shiro, then training with Father Minato and with his mother Kushina. All this occupied him until 9 o'clock in the evening, since Kushina drives everyone to sleep at 12, and the small ones at 10, then our Naruto still has 3 hours left. He spends them again in training or in leisure with his father listening to his grandiose stories. Dad, where is Uncle Orochimaru? Naruto asked, hanging around somewhere, doing experiments on someone. I gave him the right to do experiments on criminals and hostages, not important. He's a fan of experiments. Minato replied. Why hasn't he ever visited me in his life? Naruto asked again, and, by the way, why? We'll find out tomorrow. Minato said and they went to bed. The next morning, Naruto and Minato moved to the scientist's laboratory. It was above the faces, in the thick of the forest, and a conversation began upon arrival. Minato, what a meeting, and who is this? Orochimaru asked, sweating from the new experiment. This is my son. Minato replied. Phew. Do that I have a son? A.L is not a child of Orochimaru. Oh, right, I haven't visited you for 8 years, just like Tsunade and Jiraiya. Oi, I'm sorry about Orochimaru. Minato began to blame himself. I mean, has it been 8 years already? Orochimaru was even more surprised, and you can see it was fun since you didn't notice for 8 years, so I have 2 sons and 1 daughter. Hokage began to speak. How much? Fuck you. Said Orochimaru, meme phrase, and you're everyone's 3rd godfather. Minato added, not well, you're a.l Minato, you're raking, you've been hiding your nephew from me for 8 years. Said Orochimaru and called Manda to crush Minato, and so, are you Naruto? Wow, how cute you are, face like your mother's, hair from your father, body too. Naruto began to examine Orochimaru. Yes, it's me, and the question is, you don't have to kill my father, I still need him. Naruto said, looking at Orochimaru. He had heard about the most cruel Sannin. In the first place, he was not afraid of a few, he even liked him as a relative. Yes, no problem, anything for you, Manda, tie it up. Said Orochimaru, and Manda stopped chasing poor Minato around. Well, let's go to my laboratory. Said Orochimaru, passing through the door connector. When Naruto came in, his jaw dropped in surprise. A bunch of scrolls with forbidden and not forbidden techniques, a lot of documents and resources, wow. Naruto wondered. Yes, this is my laboratory. Boasted Orochimaru, showing his laboratory. After 1 hour, they walked around the laboratory and Minato began to talk about Naruto and the rest of Orochimaru's nephews. So, Naruto is a genius, can summon up to 500 clones, has almost learned Rasengan, has 3 elements Kato, Futon, Suiton, Taijutsu of the level of Jonin, knows 3 techniques for each of his elements. Minato boasted of his son. Wow, well, I'll help him learn techniques, as well as improve them, and yes, Minato, have you already developed a Rasengan? Orochimaru asked. Well, just not now I would say, but I have developed it. Minato began to foretell trouble. I mean, Rasengan, is it an improved Rasengan? I want to learn too. Naruto began to get indignant. Firstly, you have not fully studied Rasengan, secondly, you need excellent control of the wind chakra, and thirdly, you need to learn the hermit mode. Said 3 conditions under which Minato may teach this technique to Naruto the tank. Naruto snorted. Can I train with Orochimaru from 9 to 12? Naruto asked. No problem, just ask Orochimaru. Minato said, let him train, I'll see what he's capable of. Said Orochimaru. Naruto has been studying with Orochimaru for 6 months, during this time he has already risen to the level with Jonin, he can easily kill any Chunin in Konoha in his 8 years, and with Jonin he will need to sweat. Orochimaru admires Naruto's genius, he surpassed all his expectations, the more he helps him in experiments, his help is very impressive. With the help of Naruto, Orochimaru pumped his body with Hashirama cells and got a Mokuton. Orochimaru had problems in the calculations and he would not have received the Mokuton, but Naruto helped with the calculations and everything worked out. Because of this experiment, the editancy from the strength of the newcomer increased from 40% of the strength from the time when the summoner was alive to 70%. Orochimaru has become much stronger, as has Naruto. Naruto learned more than 40 techniques from Orochimaru, 12 on Kato, 18 on Suiton, 10 on Futon. Well, everything is fine with Shiro and his training, he learned too much from Shiro. His Fuinjutsu level increased to the level of Jonin in Uzushio, but it was only for 1 month. After that Shiro left for his homeland and for 5 months they trained with another sensei, it was Jiraiya-sama. He showed all kinds of techniques that he could show, since he owns 5 elements. Naruto was glad to see his grandfather, so he considers Jiraiya and Orochimaru, and he considers Tsunade a grandmother. Also, Tsunade also came to Konoha after a 2-month rest and began to teach Medek Jutsu, chakra control. Minato, understanding the powers of Naruto and Itachi, hired them to Umbu in the team of Shisui and Kakashi, where they began their tasks. A year later Naruto is very strong, Itachi no longer hopes to catch up with his friend, but it is noteworthy that Itachi awakened a 3-wash Sharingan when his girlfriend, whom he was already beginning to fall in love with, was almost killed, as many guessed it Izumi. Naruto began to show feelings for Tsuni, but he thinks it's a simple sympathy, but when she almost died from an attack by drunken shinobi and attempts to rape her, he awakened Yuzugen Stage 2, which is stronger than a 3-washed Sharingan. Flashback: Naruto was walking down the street after Tsuni to take her for a walk, and then go after Itachi with Izumi, as he hears screams near her house. He breaks into the alley there and sees how the scum in Jonin's toilet began to beat Tsuni, because she did not want to suck them. Slut, you are a weakling and you can only appease those who protect this village. Jonin shouted, tearing Tsuni's clothes and piercing her shoulder with a kunai. From this, Naruto was so angry that the aura of the Nine-Tailed appeared near him. The message of the seal reached Minato and he quickly teleported to Naruto, where he saw this outrage. Shinobi saw Kage sobered up, but Naruto already had 3 tails and he awakened Yuzugen 2 stages. Scum, I'll kill you, said Naruto and flew at Shinobi. Even Minato could not stop Naruto. Tsuni switched off and didn't see it. Naruto instantly put 12 seals on 4 shinobi with his Yuzugen, seals of hellish pain that consumes 20% of the chakra of an ordinary Naruto, only 120%, and now Naruto is in 3 tails and he was able to make 24 seals. The shinobi started yelling like they were out of their mind. Naruto cut off their vile hands and tongue. Then Naruto just killed them. Being out of his mind, he saw Tsuni turned off and in a second his Yuzugen turned into Yuzushin. Naruto became already covered with a greenish chakra, as Yuzushin affected the Kyubi chakra by strengthening it. Minato thought that he was already finished, but Ashuna, who was in the village, arrived in time and knocked out Naruto with 3 seals. Print suppression of Biju seal, chakra suppression, seal suppression of the mind. These seals were used to knock out Naruto. Ashuna spent 50% of his chakra on such powerful seals, so he also did it not at a distance with the help of Yuzushin, since Yuzushin does not work on Yuzushin. Minato, you will tell me about Naruto's Yuzushin only at the age of 12, when I used it up to 12 I got very severe pain and could become disabled at one point. I want to protect my grandson, Ashuna said, breathing heavily. Okay. Minato said, taking Naruto and Tsuni teleporting to the hospital. End flashback. Uzumaki is strong, there is nothing to say. If he gives his best 100%, then the captain of the Umbu will fail. That's why he received such a title at the age of 9. When he received this title, Kakashi and Shisui cried, because they received these titles at the age of 12 and 14, and then Naruto at 9. Ec. Uzumaki's experience was also decent, but it was time for one county from Konoha for a long time, and so Naruto, you will come with me to Mount Myaboku to learn the hermit mode and summoning. Jiraiya said, hooray! Thank you, perverted hermit. Naruto screamed with happiness. I asked you not to call yourself that, said a slightly drooping Jiraiya. They were supposed to go to Mount Myaboku today. Naruto warned all his friends and family. Everyone saw him off, not even so that he would go somewhere. Okay, brother Itachi, we've been through a lot together. How many missions? I'm leaving for 3 years, I'll be back soon. You become stronger, come on. Naruto said, come on, brother Naruto, I will wait for you and I am sure that I will become stronger than you. Itachi said, banging his fists with Naruto. With Jiraiya, they went to Mount Myaboku where they began to spend their time in hard training. Naruto fully got to know the taste of the dishes of Shima Fukasaku's wife. Fukasaku is a toad on Mount Myaboku, and who does not know Mount Myaboku, where the house of all toads is, and it is there that they learn the hermit mode. Naruto and so almost everyone knew by rumor, and when they saw this genius, some unmarried women toads began to look at Naruto, which made the latter uneasy. For several years now, Naruto has been training on Mount Myaboku, or rather 3 years. Thank God he put a time barrier so that when he returned to the real world he was the same age with his other friends. These 3 years made him not something like a genius, but a full-fledged legend that will remain in the history of shinobi. He is 12 years old, and he is already on an equal footing with San and Jiraiya. A little bit about his abilities: he can do everything that Jiraiya can, except for the fiery Raisin Shuriken and the usual Raisin Shuriken, since Jiraiya refuses to teach him and says that Minato will teach him. If you look at global techniques, then he has 3 elements: Suiton, Katon, Futon. For each of them he already knows more than 40 techniques, from small to great. Today he returns to the real world. It's exciting. After 3, 2, 1, bang. Naruto found himself right in Konoha on a toad with Jiraiya. Oh, home sweet home. Jiraiya said. And don't say Jiraiya-sensei. Naruto said. Naruto went to his father's residence and started a conversation. Come in, oh Naruto. Jiraiya, are you back? How glad I am, have a seat. Minato said. How are the brother and sister doing there? Naruto asked. They are doing well, they are training together with their mother, they have achieved results in Fuinjutsu. Minato said. I see, okay, Dad, I'll visit my mother. Naruto said and left the office. Come on. Minato said to catch up and started discussing everything and nothing at the same time with Jiraiya. Naruto was moving at a fast speed to the house and saw Tsuni on the way. He saw a beauty with 5 breast sizes, 76 centimeters, a narrow waist, an elastic and big ass, a beautiful face resembling the face of Tsunade and Mikoto at the same time. Wow, Tsuni, what a beauty you are. Naruto said, surprised. Oh Naruto-kun. Jumped on Naruto. Tsuni. Are you back yet? She asked a rhetorical question. Tsuni jumped so hard on Naruto that he rested his head against her big breasts. Well, yes. Red Naruto said. Wow, and you've grown up, you've become pumped up. Tsuni said. Show me the press. She added. Naruto was embarrassed but showed it. 8 cubes, solid and weighty. Saw Tsuni. She was excited, but did not show it. Yes, you're a jock. Okay, I'll see you later. Said Tsuni, going home. At home she quietly comforted herself by remembering Naruto. Naruto then ran home. Upon arrival, he saw his mother cooking food and Menma and Aika reading the theory. Mom, I'm back. Naruto said. Kushina's plate of soup fell out. She ran with tears to Naruto. Darling, whimper, he finally returned, he didn't even write a message. Kushina cried. Actually, I wrote 2 months ago. Naruto said. It's a long time. I had to send it every day. Kushina was indignant, squeezing Naruto even harder. Oh, little brother, welcome back and teach me Rasengan, otherwise my father does not teach. Said Menma. And me, and me. Mito exclaimed. Okay, only later. Naruto said, creating a clone so that he would remove what Kushina broke. Oh, you shouldn't have. Kushina said, feeling guilty. Mom, it's not difficult for me. Naruto said. Naruto sat down at the table where lunch began. Minato appeared at the table every second at exactly 13:00. Few managed. Minato said with relief. If you hadn't had time, you would have gotten nuts. Naruto quipped. Yes. Minato snorted. Kushina spread out the plates of miso soup and started talking. Listen Naruto, have you seen Tsuni yet? Kushina began to push, because she knew that Naruto had sympathy for Tsuni 3 years ago. Well, yes, I saw it. Said the blushing Naruto, remembering the situation when Naruto was like in paradise. Oh, so you've seen her, how do you like her? Kushina said with malice. Well, very beautiful as it were. Yeah. Naruto began to stumble more redly. I think someone has fallen in love. Kushina said. At that moment, Menma and Mito started making fun of Naruto. Not at all. It's just that I just like her and no more. Naruto said, impudently, you can't deceive Naruto's mother. Yes father, no mother. Said Kushina. What about me? I'm not that, let them meet, I don't mind. Tsuni is a good girl, so also from the Hatake clan, maybe even a relative of Kakashi. Minato said, finally blushing Naruto. Naruto quickly finished eating. went out for a walk as he said to air out. In fact, Sunny did not come out of his head, her face, her forms, her lips, her eyes, everything beckoned. Passing by, he saw Izumi, who also grew up, for breast size, 55 centimeters, elastic ass slightly smaller than Sunny's ass, a beautiful face and emerald green eyes. "Oh Izumi!" Naruto shouted, "Come on, has he really already returned?" Izumi said, hugging Naruto, pressing her body against him, "I have already met Sunny, you have grown up very much and have become beauties." Naruto said, "Yes, you've become a handsome man too." Izumi said, "Have you seen Itachi?" Naruto asked, "He's somewhere on the 12th range." Izumi said, "Well, thanks, I'll see you." Naruto said and went to the 12th training ground. Upon arrival, he saw Itachi sparring against Sasuke. "What people?" Naruto exclaimed, "Oh Naruto, he's back." Sasuke said, "Naruto, now we'll see who has become stronger." Itachi said, turning on his 3-wash Sharingan, "I accept the fight," said Naruto. Itachi and Naruto clashed in taijutsu, where without the activated Uzugen, Naruto lost very much, but after activation he began to dominate very much. Itachi jumped back and shouted, "Kato, Dragon Flame." Itachi shouted. Naruto was not at a loss and decided to show the difference in levels. "Kato, the flame of the Archangel." Naruto shouted, emitting a stream of flame that is much stronger than the dragon's flame. Itachi was not confused and used the technique Dayton, the mud golem wall. Itachi said, making a golem out of mud. But it did not hold this fire and it demolished the golem. Itachi could have died, but Sasuke turned on in time Suetun, the water dragon. Sasuke said, releasing the water dragon into the flames, thereby extinguishing it, "Itachi, you grow and grow, I didn't show 15% of my strength." Said Naruto, "Yeah. You were a super genius and you still are, I wonder if Sasuke-san will be able to defeat you?" Itachi asked the question, "Let's check it out." Naruto said, standing up, Sasuke took the fight. The fight started again. According to the same scenario, the fight developed, but when Naruto intercepted the dominance, Sasuke activated the Mangekyou Sharingan. Naruto began to lag very far behind. He jumped back and shouted the technique Kato, the flame of the infernal Lucifer. Shouted out the forbidden technique of Naruto, which could destroy an entire village. Sasuke, realizing his situation, simply gave up. "I give up." Sasuke shouted, "Damn it. Suetun is the dome of Poseidon." Naruto shouted, extinguishing all the fire, "Yeah, you've become very strong." Sasuke said, "This technique has spent my 23% chakra." Naruto said, "Okay, it's time to go home." Itachi said, saying goodbye to the guys, "Yes, let's go for now." Naruto said, it was now 9 o'clock and he went to Orochimaru. Upon arrival, he flew into the laboratory, knocking down the door, "Hello grandfather." Naruto shouted, "Oh what SSS, people, Naruto, plemiash." Said Orochimaru, "I'm back. And what have you done in my absence?" Naruto asked, I'm trying to raise Uchiha to take his body, making myself SSSS stronger," said Orochimaru. "Isn't it easier to kill one quietly?" Naruto said with malice, "Well, it's kind of wet that they'll notice." Said Orochimaru, "You can fill up the Uchiha Sheik, he's on." No one gave up. 3 Tomoe Sharingan, 18 years old, a wonderful specimen. Naruto said, "And by the way, Kabuto is already hunting him, I almost forgot." Said Orochimaru, "Now I recognize you." Naruto said, "Listen, do you want to learn a forbidden technique?" Orochimaru asked, "Yes." Naruto replied shortly, "The essence of the technique is that you can take away a person's soul, but for this person must trust you." Said Orochimaru. "Yeah, but how to make it?" Naruto asked, "Seals, raven, tiger, dog, lion, crocodile, raven, tiger, raven." You focused the chakra by looking at the place of the human brain. Said Orochimaru, yeah, but who to check on? Naruto said, well, you can do it on me, I always get my soul back in 5 minutes because of the counter technique. Said Orochimaru. Naruto tried and he succeeded. After 5 minutes Orochimaru woke up, so, now you have learned half of my techniques, since the rest are under my barrier in the brain. Said Orochimaru, wow, cool grandpa. Naruto thanked him, quiet, right now I am connected mentally with you because a part of my soul is in you, I will transfer all my knowledge to you so that you can become stronger. Said Orochimaru, passing knowledge to Naruto, wow, my head hurts, thanks grandpa. Said Naruto, wheezing, and stomped home. At home he fell asleep. The next day, while his father was not busy, he trained in mastering Rasengan. Then after 2 hours they went together to the residence, and then Naruto went down to the Umbu department, where his group was. Good morning, what's our assignment? Naruto asked. Kill Zabuza Momochi. Shursui replied, no problem, the place where he and Itachi and I are moving out. Naruto said, a place near the village of Shishojo. Shursui said, yeah, Itachi drove. Naruto said, oh, you don't let me give it away in the morning. Said the sleepy Itachi. They moved out. Upon arrival they did not find the fence, they checked the whole village and the limits of 200 meters beyond it, but when they were desperate they heard screams, Haku fucking, don't even try to deny it, stupid woman, give me a blowjob or I'll fuck you scum like that. Shouted some guy. Naruto and Itachi headed there after seeing Zabuza undressing some little girl. Naruto took Zabuza's sword quietly for a second and cut off Zabuza's head with it, get the nit. Naruto said, seeing Zabuza's body falling. When it fell, he had a view of a naked brunette with 4 breast size, 50 centimeters, with a soft ass. She was wounded and apparently already dying. Naruto urgently began to perform artificial respiration. Itachi also helped him. He took out the ammonia, bringing it under the nose of Haku. Haku suddenly woke up. Ah! Haku screamed from the pain in her body, are you okay? Naruto asked, oh, just don't touch me, I'll do anything. Haku said. Naruto was alarmed by this. Wow, you're trembling all over, we won't hurt you. Said Naruto, dressing her in his things, and then putting back on his Umbu suit. He put his usual clothes on her. After 1 hour, they talked to Haku and she told how Zabuza mocked her, forced her to do obscene things, but she noticed that she was a virgin. She told how Zabuza forced her to walk naked in front of him, only naked, forced her to do a striptease and masturbate with her breasts. In general, she suffered a lot because of this horseradish. Naruto pushed her into the number of Umbu and arranged for her an ordinary shinobi life after that hell, for which Haku was very grateful to him and fell in love with him. One day when Naruto brought her to her new home, because before that she lived in a communal apartment, and so far she could not afford anything, since Naruto, the son of Hokage, he knocked out of his father's house, a 1-story house with 3 rooms, a restroom, a hall and a kitchen. Haku didn't know how to thank him and decided on one thing. Naruto, close your eyes. Said Haku. Naruto just closed his eyes. Haku kissed him, undressing and throwing him on the bed. Naruto was taken aback and couldn't do anything out of surprise. Morning at Uzumaki's house. Have a nice appetite, man. Kushina said, teasing Naruto for the first time. Well, mom. Naruto was indignant. What, mom? Did I make you wear flattery in your underpants to the hack? I hope at least not inside, otherwise there were not enough children at the age of 12. Kushina started getting started. Mom, not inside. Naruto was saying, I'll believe it. Kushina yapped, well, my son surprised me, fuck a woman, at 12, that's the generation has gone, I've been trying to get your mother for 10 years, and that's it, it's not fair. Minato was upset. And you go there too? Naruto said, covered in paint, that you will go to her again? Kushina said with vulgarity, maybe. Naruto wondered, remember, son, when you're stressed, no one can relieve stress better than a woman. Minato said with a vulgar look at Kushina, since the little ones were at the academy, oh, yes, my son, a woman is the best assistant in this, you go for a walk, and I'll relieve my father's stress on the weekend. Kushina said, have fun. Naruto said as he closed the door. Minato abruptly approached Kushina and clung to her tender lips, grabbing her breasts in size 5, 89 centimeters, with his hands, and slapping her on her elastic ass with his other hand. They moved into the room where Minato took out his hose and inserted it into the sink. Ah! Kushina shouted, but there was nothing to hear because of the sound barrier. 8 years without sex, Kushina shouted, oh, yes, you're a fantastic sweetheart. Minato was saying, hammering her in the pussy. I am Naruto Namikaze walking down the street looking at the forms of Tsuni, she is bombastic, even better than Haku, but Haku told me that she would not meet with me, she is with me for the sake of thanking and relieving stress. I'll probably go to her in the evening, but in the meantime, I'll give her a ride to Tsuni High, would you like to take a walk? Naruto asked, yes, why not? Tsuni answered positively. They went to Ichiraka Ramen. He decided to talk to Tuchi, under the pretext of smoking. Tuchi-san, could you put something in her food or drink, I just want to spend the night with her. Naruto asked, no problem Naruto. Tuchi replied, thank you, I am in your debt. Naruto said and went with Tuchi to Ichiraku. After they started eating, Tuchi grinned as he added a stimulant and intoxicant to the ramen. Naruto and Tsuni ate and they went to Tsuni's house, under the pretext for training equipment. Upon arrival, Tsuni went to the bathroom to wash off the sweat. What's the matter with me? I'm very excited, I want Naruto, phew, okay, you can try. Thought Tsuni. I'm home. Naruto shouted, Naruto, have you been fucking someone all night again? Kushina asked, since the children had left, it was 12 o'clock in the morning, well, there was a threesome. Naruto said honestly, with whom? Kushina asked, interested, Izumi, Itachi, Naruto said, I see, come to the table, eat and stop hanging around the women, it's time for you to start training. Said the mother, well, mom, I'm kind of stronger than almost everyone in Konoha, except for my father and because that one has more experience. Naruto mumbled, you're a genius, I don't know if you'll learn anything, let's say you'll learn from me, or take a Sharingan from the Uchiha in a quiet one. Kushina uttered a clever thought, and this is an idea, I'll need to think, you can transplant them to me, right? Naruto asked, yes, no problem. Kushina said, okay, I went to train in Fuin. Naruto said and after eating he went out into the yard. After 6 months. June, Naruto trains tirelessly, simultaneously fucking the floor of Konoha. He has already slept with Ayami and many others, but no one really says that Naruto fucks them, since it's a one-time sex, and then it's an honor for them, because it's not like the son of Hokage to refuse. Naruto became very skilled in Kenjutsu and Taijutsu, studied 6 gates and received an S rank in Kenjutsu, studied with the genius of the times of Mifune, the best swordsman in the whole world. Naruto has reached a different level. Mifune loses in Kenjutsu because Naruto came up with his own style. Sword God style. This style is only suitable for those who can use more than 8 swords at a time. Naruto has only one legendary mist sword, but wants to get all 7 and the last 8 he wants Kusanagi, which is at Orochimaru. He came up with this style of 8 swords, looking at how Killer Bee uses 8 swords. Naruto, under the henge of one of the leaguers, decided to learn this style from Killer Bee. Killer Bee turned out to be sociable and figured out Naruto, but did not say anything to Ayu, since Naruto did not carry a threat. After that, he made this style for himself. It's time to kill all the mist swordsmen. said Naruto, and went to the hot springs where there were 3 swordsmen of the mist: Jinpachi, Munashi, Chujiro, Raiga, Kurasuke. He was heading towards them at high speed. When they were 4 kilometers away, they began to leave according to the informant. After 3 days of searching, he finally found them. Jinpachi, don't show off and let's go, said Chujiro. No, I want to rest. Jinpachi said, wait, there's someone here. Raiga said, preparing his blade. Jinpachi, Munashi, Chujiro, Raiga, Kurasuke, what kind of people? Free 3 swords and about 400,000 ri for each. Naruto said. No, son of yellow lightning, blood lightning. Raiga stammered, wow, what an honor, Raiga. Naruto said, don't show off, little one, there are 3 of us, such as we can kill any Kage except yellow lightning. You are his son, has not yet grown up to him. Jinpachi said, no, I surpassed his Jinpachi. Naruto said, running to Jinpachi with Raisin Suriken, and the hermit mode turned on. A second later, half of the forest was destroyed, only Raiga and Chujiro survived. Damn, Jinpachi. Chujiro shouted, 1. Naruto said, picking up the sword, the style of light killing, mass printing. Naruto said, when suddenly his Uzugen made a bunch of seals all over the forest. Naruto quickly teleported to Raiga and cut off the latter's head. Damn, he's playing with us, his speed is so fast that we can't react, it's like Jonin is beating Genin. Chujiro thought as he ran away, where are you going, Chujiro? Naruto said, teleporting to him and chopping off his legs. Chujiro screamed in pain, and so, I now have 4 mist swords, my plan is to come to life. Naruto said, chopping off Chujiro's head and taking all the swords. Naruto returned to Konoha and handed over 3 heads of swordsmen, but did not give up the swords. Naruto, swords. Minato said, I won't give it back. This is my dream. Naruto said, pouting, okay, but you'll deal with the fog yourself. Minato replied, okay. Said Naruto. Naruto is going to Uzushio today. He decided to relax for the last time and fucked in a threesome with Haku, Tsuni, Ayami, and he with clones. After complete relaxation, he went to Uzushio, where he began intensive training. After 6 months, his birthday came along with Ashuna and Morocco. He reached the highest level in Uzugen and was told about Uzushin. He reached more or less a level, because Uzushin gives a lot and it takes years to perfect it. Naruto studied all the seals and forbidden seals that Ashuna knew. I am proud of you, son, you are 13 years old, and you are the strongest in the world, although I don't think that in history, after all, Hagoromo and his sons, as well as Madara Uchiha and Hashirama Senju, but you are on the same level with them. Well, of course not with the Sage of the 6 Paths, but imagine your name in textbooks. Naruto Namikaze was one of the strongest shinobi in the world and had the title of the god of shinobi. I hope in the future you will be a shinobi god. Ashuna said, Grandfather, do you understand that I have to take the Uchiha's eyes and connect them together with my Uzushin? As you said, I will have Renuza Sharingan, since from Uzushin you can go to the Renuzagan stage. Naruto said, don't forget there will be risks. Morocco said, yes, Bab, I know. Naruto replied. The birthday was fun, but most importantly Naruto spent it with pleasure. All this time, the construction in Konoha has been on the rise and has reached its peak. A week later, son, Itachi, your task is to destroy the Uchiha clan. Minato said, shut the fuck up, now I have a Renuza Sharingan, I can solve everything myself. Said Naruto, understand, son, I'm only 4, but the elders. Minato started to speak, but was interrupted, father, I will kill them, I will be a nuke nin, I accept this burden, let Itachi live in peace, I will put down the rebellion, rely on me. Naruto said, it's your choice, I'll tell you all about it. Again, Minato failed to finish. No, the little ones will tell everything, just tell your mother, alas, but I will have to punch your chest, but I will not kill you to get the hatred of my sister and brother, I will make them stronger, they will get Yuzugans or Yuzushin, I have everything under control, I will go to the Akatsuki organization and continue to serve our villages, then you'll come up with something in 10 years. Naruto said, alas, but no, I can't leave my clan alive after what they did. Itachi said, Itachi, you don't have to get Sasuke's hatred, there should be one goat of society, not two, this is the best option. Naruto said, no. Understand, I awaken Mangekyou for a reason, I have an eternal Mangekyou Sharingan, I have Renusa Sharingan, it's all because of Shisui who gave us 2 eyes, damn Danzo, but if the clan was smarter and not a herd of sheep, then all this would not have happened. Switched to Itachi's shout and abruptly disappeared, Naruto, he will not go out of his way, he will destroy the clan. Minato said, I understand, but now. Naruto said, making a Rasengan in his hand, I'll knock you out and do it as painlessly as possible. Naruto said, shedding tears, come on, son, you have to do it. Minato said, opening his chest. Naruto forced his way through his father's chest, through tears, but when he saw the blood he almost screamed, but there was a chance that they would be hurt. Father, I'm sorry, but I'm going to take revenge. Naruto said, going to the root of Umbu. In Danzo's thoughts there was a victory and a victorious grin, he would destroy Itachi Uchi and he would replenish the collection of Sharingans on his hand. When suddenly Naruto came into the office, Naruto, what is it? Danzo asked. I'll kill you. Naruto said coldly, rushing at Danzo with 4 mist swords. Naruto started his dance, he was very strong for Danzo. Danzo tried to escape, because with the eyes of God, it is also impossible to compete with improved ones. After 20 minutes, Danzo was dead. A creature like you and the advisors will be eliminated, said Naruto going to the advisors. Naruto killed the advisors without any problems, as they were weak. Naruto blamed himself, but he remembered that these people had done terrible things that defied logic. Naruto decided to run to Orochimaru. Orochimaru, grandfather, come here. Naruto shouted, what is it, Oucho Renusa Sharingan? Orochimaru was surprised, quiet then, I killed the elders and Danzo, now it's going like I told you. Plan A, give me the Kusanagi sword, I need it for my style. Naruto said, take it well, but in a month at the 3rd base near the Whirlpool country, I will help you reveal the power of your eyes. Said Orochimaru holding out his sword to Naruto, thanks. Naruto said and disappeared, he completely did not know how to use his Rinryuza Sharingan abilities, he used only the powers of Yuzushin and the powers of the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan in Rinryuza Sharingan. Naruto was moving to Uzushio where he had to kill the floor of this village, since there was also an uprising there. He was met by guards. Naruto came for what purpose? Tadkuro asked. Plan G6, I said, understood. 2 guards spoke and let Naruto through. Then one of them went to report everything to Uzukage. Yeah, I see, Naruto decided. Ashina said. Naruto Kramzal Uzushio, thousands of Uzumaki fell at the hands of a genius, this genius is probably the strongest for all the time that it was. Naruto? Said Mirun, with whom Naruto slept for the most part while he was 6 months in Uzushio. I'm sorry, Naruto said, piercing her through, but he realized what he had done as he felt something in Mirun's stomach. Stop, no, I killed my RRR. Naruto screamed and these words sounded in his head, Shinro Tensei. Naruto said, rising into the air. The floor of Uzushio fell, only the part with improved barriers survived. Yes, Naruto, you take on too much. Ashina said. Sounds of crying. Naruto cried, and left at high speed from Uzushio to the place where they agreed to meet Itachi. After 3 hours he got there, and Itachi, I killed my child, weeping. Naruto said, falling to his knees in a cave near Itachi, I understand you, my friend, I killed my parents, my beloved, the whole clan, only my brother remained alive. Itachi said, wiping his tears, we have a separate cartel in hell. Naruto joked through his tears, that's right, my friend, that's right. Itachi said, Fu, Rebzi, it's tough, at the end of the freebie, well, sorry, there are no ideas at all how to instill hatred from Menma and Mito to Naruto, and the story about Renuza Sharingan is more delusional, but don't worry, he won't understand how to use it. The power of the eye is about like 2 Rinna Sharingan with 9 Tomoe with golden color, but the powers are different. A week later, Itachi, today you are going to fish and kill animals. Naruto said, yes, you go yourself, I've been doing this for 3 days in a row. Itachi replied. I've been doing it for 4 days. Naruto snorted, KGH, okay. Itachi gave up. For a week, Naruto and Itachi just survived in the forest and thought what to do to them, and in Konoha this happened. Sasuke hates Itachi, Menma and Mito hate Naruto. A little bit about how they think how everything happened. Menma and Mito think that Naruto destroyed half of the Uzumaki clan, pierced the chest of Minato and Ashuna with the intention of killing them, but missed due to the fact that Minato and Ashuna miraculously escaped. They also despise him because he killed half of their clan, as well as the parents of friends they made in Uzushio. Sasuke also thinks everything is according to the canon. Itachi, do you think they will accept us in Akatsuki? Naruto asked while eating the fish. Yes, we are strong shinobi, you are a renegade of rank S, and I am A, Itachi said calmly. Then, we finish up and go. Naruto said, finishing the fish. After 20 minutes, they were moving to one of the possible locations of the Akatsuki. They were lucky and that was where the meeting was. They crossed themselves and entered the shelter. God seemed to hear this prayer and the light fell on them as if on angels. Who else is the leader? Deidara asked, I Itachi Uchiha want to join your organization. Itachi said, activating the Mangekyo Sharingan, we'll think about it, but your friend probably also wants to know who he is? And why does he keep his eyes closed? Pain said. At that moment, Orochimaru's eyes lit up because his copy was standing in front of him. I'm Naruto Namikaze, said Naruto, opening his eyes with Renuza Sharingan. WHWH what? Pain asked in a panic. Wow, that's cooler than the leader's eyes. Haiden said, do we have a replacement for Tobi? Zetsu whispered, Tobi, this is a pleasant surprise, Jinchuriki is still with such eyes. Tobi said, this is Renuza Sharingan, it has the abilities of Rinnegan, Uzushin Stage 2, Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, and since it has 12 volumes, I have 4 unknown abilities in my eye, since Volume 3 has 1 additional ability in Rinnegan. Naruto said, yeah, you're stronger than the leader, you're a very dubious member of the organization. Kakuzu said, don't worry, I won't rebel. Naruto said, yes, I didn't figure out my Rinnegan either, I hope the leader will help me. Naruto added, well, I thought you were accepted, you will be on the same team, since it will be dangerous for your partners to keep you apart, and the teams are already formed. Pain said, what about Kisame? Sasori asked, he'll be with Tobi. Pain replied, okay. Sasori replied, and so in 2 days at the same place I will hand out decrees for the execution of the plan of the Eyes of the Moon, all for now are dissolved. Pain said, hiding through Shunshin. Somewhere in the cave in 12 hours, Obito, this is a gift from above. Zetsu said, quiet, he's coming. Obito said, and so Madara, what should we do with him? Pain asked, understand, you have to teach him everything you know and try to awaken the abilities of his Rinne Usu Sharingan, we will get the trump card that can win us the war. Madara said, and Itachi? Pain asked, he is also a trump card, he has an eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, and that is, he is stronger than the whole organization except for me and you, as well as Naruto. Madara said, but Naruto is stronger than all of us, and if he wants, then we can't do anything to him. Pain said, Nagato, understand until you teach him all the techniques that you know and the whole organization does not teach these techniques, then he will not calm down and will be here. Madara said, that is, the more we can teach him, the longer he can stay in our composition? Nagato asked, that's right. Madara replied, okay, I'll go. Pain said as he left, and so, we have better eyes than Nagato, that is, we will give Rinyusa Sharingan to Madara, and you will get ordinary Rinnegan's. Zetsu said. Yes. Obito said, hiding in Kamui, and so, Mom, you will get even stronger power in the form of Rinyusu Sharingans. Thought Zetsu and also left in Obito's mind. I have to lure Naruto Namikaze to my side by any promises and deceptions. In the room of Itachi and Naruto. Pain appears. The leader? Naruto shouted in surprise. Yes, I forgot to perform the rite of passage, cut the symbols of your village on the shinobi armband, then you will be officially in Akatsuki. Pain said, okay. Said Naruto and Itachi and cut the symbols of their villages without any problems. Is it that simple? Well, okay. Pain said, walking away again, and I almost forgot, in 2 hours Naruto will be at our training ground, there I will teach you how to use Rinnegan. Pain added, yeah, Itachi, maybe this organization can be lured to his side with the help of your Komodo Mitsuki. Naruto said, I agree, but as we have already understood, it does not work on Rinnegan, that is, we need to lure everyone in Akatsuki to our side. Itachi said, yes. Naruto replied. Menma! Shouted Iruka to the whole Konoha, this time that tomboy was caught and taken to the Hokage, put me down. Ah, Pamajite is being raped. Menma shouted. He was brought to the Hokage. Oh, Menma, you again, what have you done? Minato asked, who was already used to Menma's troubles. I didn't do anything. Menma snorted, he painted your face on the Hokage rock, Hokage-sama. Iruka said. From this, Minato turned pale and made his face like Hashirama when saddened. Menma, why are you so? Minato asked, because I need the power to take revenge on my brother, and you don't want to teach me techniques, and you don't want to kill him yourself. Menma replied. Minato hinted that Iruka would come out. Iruka left the office. Menma, understand that he has not been with us for 4 years, he is a stranger to us, forget about him. Minato stammered with pain in his heart from his words, he brazenly lied to Menma, but Naruto, on his knees, asked him to do it. I will take revenge on him for trying to kill you and grandfather, and he also killed half of the Uzushio of which was grandfather's son. Menma said. Menma was not aware that Shiro wanted to overthrow Ashuna, as well as Paul Uzushio. Okay, go ahead, then I'll teach Rasengan, once again I'll see how you pack, I won't teach at all and I'll lock you at home for 2 weeks. Minato said, kicking Menma out of the office. Somewhere in Akatsuki's lair, Hiden fucking, you're cheating again. Naruto said, haha, I figured it out, okay, you took it, I'll teach you to summon the power of Joshin for 5 minutes, but no more, and then you'll have to make a sacrifice for it. Hiden said, OOH. Naruto rejoiced. After 5 minutes, Naruto was already learning the necessary seals from Hiden. Naruto during these 4 years has learned almost everything from some members of Akatsuki. Pain taught all the abilities of Rinnegan, as well as revealed 4 abilities of Rinyusu Sharingan. 1. The ability of Shukinadeser or Majestic Punishment. This ability allows the user to summon the lightning of Zeus and shoot it at an enemy or object. The power of this lightning is like 4 Biju Rasen Shuriken, 40% of the chakra. 2. Ability is a replacement of itself for any object, 2% of the chakra. 3. Ability is the strongest genjutsu. This is Omokatsuki. His strength is so strong that only 3 Tomoe Rinnegan and above will be able to dispel this genjutsu, 30% of the chakra. And 4. Ability is a great gift, it allows you to get power, This additional power is very powerful. Symbols and volumes appear on your hands. After that you combine your hands and a terrible aura begins to emanate from them. It remains to find an opponent and hit him in this form. The force is so great that at 2 kilometers in that direction everything will disappear from the face of the earth. But it spends more than 60% of the chakra. Kakuzu taught all the abilities of his heart. Kisame strong water techniques. Deidara explosive techniques. Sasori control the puppets. Tobi taught taijutsu ideally. In 5 hours, I seem to have learned. Let's wait for Haiden. Naruto said, let's do it for now. Haiden said goodbye and left. Naruto was thinking about his family, how they were doing, whether everything was fine, but his father kept informing him about everything, and if there was a super emergency, Minato would submit the chakra to the press. Menma, Mito, I'm sorry that I misled you. Naruto muttered to himself. Somewhere in Konoha, we passed the Menma. Mito shouted with joy, because they got shinobi bandages, yes. Menma shouted, thinking this to himself. I'm getting closer to revenge on my brother. In Akatsuki, UPCHI. Naruto sneezed. Do they remember me? Naruto asked himself. Probably Menma hates me, but in order to kill me, he needs to become very strong, at least to catch up with Sasuke. Naruto gave himself to his thoughts. In Konoha for distribution, team number 7 Mito Namikaze, Menma Namikaze, Sasuke Uchiha. Kakashi Hataki's mentor, Irika said, damn it. Ino and Sakura shouted, team number 14 Sakura Haruno, Ira Shimura, Sarutobi Okado. Shimura Takedo's mentor. Irika said. After 1 hour, where is this sensei? Menma was indignant, oh, you know Kakashi Menma, he likes to be late. Kakashi stammered that he flew into the door with his foot dressed. Kakashi said, but kunai flew at him, thank you. Kakashi said, catching kunai between his fingers. I'm waiting on the roofs. Kakashi added and left through Shunshin, yeah. Sasuke mumbled. They went up to the roof and so team number 7, introduce yourself, here's an example, my name is Kakashi Hataki, what I don't like you doesn't touch, the dream is to make at least some shinobi out of you, the goal will not be interesting to you. Kakashi said, my name is Mito Namikaze, I love my family, the goal is to kill someone, the dream is to become a beautiful kunoichi. Mito said. Kakashi's thoughts. Yeah, the Avenger, it's understandable, but I know the situation of all 3. Anyway, they all have a goal to kill someone, Menma has a dream to become a Hokage there, and Sasuke has to revive the clan. The author of this fan fiction told everyone to write reviews. I see, yeah, well, tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning at the 10th training ground, don't be late. Kakashi said and disappeared. The next day, the same check happened. Just imagine instead of Naruto, Menmu, and the fact that Mito was doing at least something instead of Sakura. They did not pass and the Menma was brought to the tree, then, as according to the canon, the Menma was fed and then Kakashi passed. Kakashi said. After that, they did D-rank missions, somewhere in Akatsuki. Hey Conan, can you teach me your techniques? Naruto asked, yes, no problem, but you won't be able to use techniques with paper, since it's a genome, I'll show you healing techniques. Conan said, okay. Naruto said. They came to her room, Pain was on a mission with Tobi and so repeat the seals after me. Conan said, showing the seals for an improved version of the mystical palm, now hold your hand over my chest and you will feel the heartbeat, as well as whether there is a disease or how deep the wound is. Conan said. Naruto did everything right, but his hand quickly got tired and it fell right on the soft tits of Conan size 6, 100 centimeters. Naruto blushed very much, but Conan is no better. I didn't do it on purpose. Naruto said, there's nothing. Conan replied. They looked at each other and Naruto bit into Konan's lips. Naruto's dominance began. Naruto dominated and captured Konan's mouth, but the oxygen ran out and they opened their lips. That's not right," Konan said, but Naruto had been without sex for too long and his hormones did their thing. He quickly undressed and undressed Konan. He pushed her onto the bed, putting a barrier against surveillance and a sound barrier. "Somewhere on the Hokage rock, Kakashi-sensei will teach Raikiri," said Sasuke with puppy eyes. "Okay, the point is that you need a Sharingan for this technique. As you remember, it was with this ability that I killed Raiga instead of Jinpachi," Kakashi said, remembering the battle on the bridge. "Yes, now I realize that I need to become stronger, otherwise this freak Menma can overtake me. Raikiri will help me." Sasuke said, "So, you fold the seals bull, rabbit, monkey, and then you do concentration in your hand," Kakashi said, showing the technique. Sasuke, although he copied the Sharingan seals and the style of concentration, but could not reproduce even one lightning bolt. "Why is there no effect at all?" Sasuke asked. "Because the chakra control for this technique should be very huge. In Konoha this technique can only be used by two people, me and Naruto, even though the last one left Konoha," Kakashi said. "And what should I do then?" asked the angry Sasuke. "We need to create a new technique," Kakashi replied, "somewhere in the bardell." "Honey, could you get me some wine?" said Jiraiya, taking all the women in his embrace. "Yes, sir," said the Prashmandavka. When suddenly Umbu flies in the door. "Jiraiya-sama, Hokage is calling." Umbu said, "I just left Konoha not far away, even in the land of fire. You already want something from me. Do you think your Konoha is incompetent? Could such valuable shinobi because of dotek on advisors?" shouted on the way to Umbu Jiraiya, because he did not measure himself with Naruto's act and self-sacrifice. Upon arrival at the residence, he went into Minato's office and sat on a chair in a pose like Zabuza. "What do you need?" Jiraiya asked. "It is necessary that you teach Menma, otherwise I can't." "Well, either stand on the Hokage post a little while I will train this Servan," Minato said. "Okay, I'll teach him. How's Naruto doing?" Jiraiya asked. "You and Tsunade, Orochimaru, Kushina, have already got it. I'm sending news about him to everyone," said Minato. "No, it didn't come to me." Jiraiya replied, "And Tsunade didn't come, and Orochimaru, and I show Kushina myself. So Naruto himself intercepts them. It's strange." Minato voiced his thoughts aloud. "Okay, I'll go tell you later," said Jiraiya, going to look for Menma. After 1 hour, he finally found it. He was walking alone and thinking about Naruto. "Hello Servan, I will teach you." Jiraiya said, "Oh, grandfather, I don't mind," Menma said. So they began to learn. Menma perfected Rasengan, and Sasuke also did not stand still. He created together with Kakashi the Chidori technique and honed it to the non-use of seals. He confidently reduced them, because at that time there were 11 of them, and now 9. Menma learned to summon, and as in the canon, if the nine-tailed gives him a little chakra, he will be able to summon Gamabunta. "Menma, are you ready?" Jiraiya asked with a Rasengan in his hands. "Ready Jiraiya-sensei." Menma replied with a Rasengan fueled by the wind chakra. It was slightly improved, not much. Jiraiya ran at Menma with great speed. Menma also ran at Jiraiya, putting his hand with Rasengan forward. Some kind of battle cry. Well, as always, Naruto during the last battle when Rasengan and Chidori were fighting, he yelled the same way. The technicians collided and an explosion occurred. Everything was covered in dust and fog particles. Futon dissecting gust. Kakashi shouted, blowing up the dust, "What if Sakura had already started treating one of them?" Kakashi, guy, Sakura saw how Jiraiya was sitting on the ground with a burnt hand, while Menma was standing over him with a whole hand. Sakura rushed to Jiraiya. The wounds were serious, 3 degrees burns. Phew, Jiraiya-sensei, this is a bomb technique. Menma said, yes, but it is not complete, it is only the initial version of your Rasen Shuriken. Jiraiya said, pawing Sakura while she was examining him, he pretended to be seriously wounded. Yes, he was wounded, but for Sannin this is an ordinary wound. He didn't really touch her, as she was in different poses in order to check out Jiraiya. He even saw the breast papillae of 3 Sakura sizes, 46 centimeters. Sakura noticed it and blushed, and then slapped Jiraiya in the face. Pervert. Sakura said, healing the slap, are you treating me or crippling me? Asked a sad Jiraiya, as Sakura began to behave more carefully. I'll heal that too. Sakura snorted. Somewhere in Akatsuki, today, when I put only the sound barrier, I was passing by Conan's room and decided to look in. As a friend I see how you are her lemon, said the evil pain. Well, it's like yes. Naruto began to justify himself. Yes, of course I do. That you are my friend, but if you somehow offend her, Toby.A. Set the conditions for pain, okay? Said Naruto using a nojutsu from the crime scene. Somewhere in the Chunin exam, Gaara vs. Rock Lee. Said the examiner of the 3rd stage. Yes, everything went as according to the canon. Sasuke got a mark from Orochimaru, and Naruto got it .s from Orochimaru. But they went through stage 3. The fight was spectacular. To begin with, Rock Lee was losing because of the sand, but Guy allowed the weights to be removed. Bam, they fell, dust rose all over the training ground, all the stands were destroyed, the whole Konoha got an earthquake. In my FF, Rock is much stronger than in the canon. Guy, you show what kind of monster did you do? Kakashi Guy began to interrogate, what am I? The power of youth was burning in him. Guy replied, don't tell me you taught him 8 gates. Kakashi hoped, he can open 6 of them. Guy replied, fuck. Said desperate Kakashi. These weights were more than 4 tons. Although the entire arena was destroyed, the shinobi who were responsible for the earthen techniques, they quickly restored it. Now the Makic began. Gaara raked in full, even without an open gate. Rock humiliated Gaara, but alas, he could not penetrate the armor. And Gaara will be stronger in my FF. 1 gate open. 2 gates open. Reverse Lotus. Rock Lee shouted using the reverse lotus on Gaara. The sound of vomiting, the fucking mouth of this actor. Gaara said. Rock Lee still couldn't break through Gaara's armor. Lee, open the 6th gate. Guy said, we're fucked, we're fucked. Kakashi was talking in sudrags, because the arena was falling again from the reverse lotus and the earthquake was no longer 1 point, but 2 points went through Konoha. 3 gates, 4 gates, 5 gates, 6 gates open. Rock said, starting the beating. Absolute lotus, said Rock using all your strength in the final blow. Battle glitch from Rock. Smoke, shinobi scattering, 5-point earthquake within 20 seconds, shift of lithospheric plates. And now Gaara is lying, he is alive, he is conscious, and Rock is very bad, he has no strength, he is already at the level of a weak Jonin at least. Cough, cough, I'll whisper in your ear, sand trap. Gaara said in a mad voice. The sand began to squeeze Rock Lee's leg, but Menma was right there. Purple lightning shot. Sasuke shouted, destabilizing all of Gaara's sand, the winner is the dog no Gaara. The examiner said and 2 genins were put on a stretcher and so, I declare the battle number 6 Menma against Kiba. Said the examiner. This is the last battle, the rest according to the canon, I'll finish it quickly. Menma said, because he wanted to quickly learn one Jirai technique, Rasenshuriken. Stage 1 is just a Rasengan fueled by the wind chakra. Menma said and ran to Kiba. Kiba did not underestimate his son. Hokage used his technique, double drill Fang. Kiba shouted. The technicians collided and Menma won easily, while injuring Akamaru and Kiba very badly. Menma Namikaze 1, I'll see you in 1 month. Said the examiner and dismissed everyone. Naruto, I will definitely take revenge on you, said Menma, seeing how his Rasenshuriken reached stage 2 in development. He looked like this, Rasengan, around which there was a shuriken from the wind. It was not a large size and it could not be thrown. Are you ready? Jiraiya asked, creating a stage 1 Rasenshuriken. Yes. Menma replied. Jiraiya and Menma ran at each other pushing techniques. Again Sakura and Kakashi were nearby. The technicians collided and there was a huge explosion. A crater of 6 meters was formed. I. Shouted Menma, oh, fuck, I'm fucked. Jiraiya was saying, futon rush. Kakashi said, blowing away the smoke with dust and earth particles. They saw how Jiraiya was lying on the floor in very serious wounds, and Menma's hand was in deep cuts of the chakra, but Jiraiya's is more serious. After 1 hour of treatment, you idiots, your cells were not damaged, but destroyed at the molecular level. You have made the technique strong, but it harms the user, it should be prohibited. Sakura said, Jiraiya-sensei, I still need to pump my wind element so that I can throw Rasenshuriken. Menma said, great idea, but after the exam. Jiraiya said. At the same time, Sasuke, have mercy. The renegade in the rank shouted, there is no mercy for such a freak. Sasuke answered coldly and cut off the renegade's head with a taunt. Sasuke started learning to fight with the help of Tanto. He really loved Kenjutsu and the style of fighting with sharp cold weapons. Sasuke still can't let lightning through his Tanto. Sasuke was attacked from behind by a renegade from the rank, Chidori. Sasuke shouted, letting her walk on the ground. She crushed the opponent's legs, and then burned him himself. Heh, rat. Sasuke snorted. Now Sasuke doesn't use seals for Chidori at all. It's time for the exam, it's already been 1 month. Said Sasuke, and he was right. Today was the last stage somewhere in Akatsuki. Shinra Tensei. Pain said, Shinra Tensei. Naruto said. The forces of the 2 Rinnegan's collided and Naruto won. Since he has a Rinnegan Sharingan, I became very strong, thanks to Pain-san. Said Naruto. Not exactly Naruto. Pain replied. Nagato has been looking at Naruto for a long time. When Naruto just came he was dull and depressed, but now he has blossomed like a flower and gives joy to Akatsuki. This is what he wanted in his soul. He wanted his loved ones not to suffer once. He didn't really give up this eternal world, he just lost his mind after Yahiko's death, but now with the help of someone who is very similar to him, he returns his life. Listen Naruto, call me Nagato, in fact it's all about the body, you know Rinnegan has such an ability, I'll trust you and tell my story. Nagato told the whole story about himself to Konan and Yahiko. Wow, it wasn't easy for you, I sympathize with you. Said Naruto with a drop of sadness, there's nothing, the main thing is thank you, you helped open my eyes, now I see how Konan suffered from my orders. Nagato said, okay, I'm off. Naruto said and began to think. I wanted to kill all Akatsuki because they are a threat, but now I realize that they have their own reasons for doing what they do, well, except for Haiden, he is really a duck. Nagato and Konan, the death of Yahiko and the mental pressure from Madara, Sasori and Deidara, want to get recognition in their village, so that their art would be understood and accepted, and not laughed at them. Kakuzu is the one everyone laughed at in his village, mental disorder and mania for money due to the fact that in that village, money ruled everything. Kisame wants to be accepted as he is in the soul, and not from the outside, because he simply could not hold the power of the natural chakra. Yes, Kisame is in hermit mode all the time and can't turn it off. The hermit shark mode, if I'm not mistaken, was explained this way in Datobook. This gives a 2-digit concept about this organization. This organization is deftly managed by Zetsu and Madara, Tobi. They twist it as they want because of their psychological influence. Naruto reasoned. Somewhere on the Genin exam, Gaara was crammed into his ball of sand and did not climb out. Get out. I won't get out. At Chidori's, Sasuke said, piercing a ball of sand. The sand began to crumble, but the ball left its shape, because although lightning is strong against sand, but Gaara is very strong. A cry of pain from Gaara, because for the first time he felt pain and blood. He had a wound and he began to turn into a one-tailed one. One of the shinobi failed to finish how he got into genjutsu. People began to fall asleep en masse. Oh, come on. Anyway, everything happened as according to the canon. Why am I telling? Nothing has changed. Menma defeated Gaara, and then spent psychological leisure. Naruto therapy. Only Menma therapy. Gaara is now such a kind flower. Minato is against the race only, because Auric is for Minato now. The race has 0 chances, what he hoped for only God knows. And so we have the defeated army of Suna and the good Gaara. A day after the attack, a letter came saying that Suna was offering peace and a commercial, military alliance, while giving 15% of its land in the west, on the border of the Land of Fire. Minato Poda.L from such arrogance and requested 25% of the land, as well as the one-tailed Jinchuriki, or he would capture their pathetic Suna. The third suggested doing something, but in such matters Minato fully relied on Hiruzen's advice, since Hiruzen was the best strategist and genius among interrogations, blackmail, strategies, even Shikaku at that time. He could not surpass Hiruzen. Well done Minato. If they do not agree, we must start a campaign to the west, where we will take the land. And then we will offer 40% of the land and a whole clan of dog. No, said the third. I trust you completely in these matters, Hiruzen. Minato replied with the smile of a beast. Suna did not accept this and began to mobilize her troops, but Konoha was already at the border at that time. An army of 2,000 shinobi attacked the western part of the Sand Country. Suna could not defeat them and gave up the land. It was very painful for those residents there. The children were not touched, but those who were over 12 years old, they were taken hostage, slaves, Orochimaru experiments, concubines for shinobi. Virgin girls were raped and beaten, harnessed to special rooms where the hands were blocked as well as the legs. The head was on one side, and the rest of the body was on the other side. So they were raped from both sides. They were absolutely not fed, and the latter had to survive on disgusting and absolutely not tasty semen liquid. Some very hungry have already given up and asked for a concubine or as a whore to order. After that, Suna has already accepted the conditions, but the conditions have changed to the dog but clan, as well as 40%. Suna, gritting her teeth, gave everything that was in the conditions. There was 40% of the Land of Sand, the whole clan, but including Jinchuriki, 20% of the women of the Land of Sand. The sand gave everything it had. These 20% became either whores or slaves. Only the best were accepted as concubines. For a long time and persistently tried to divide the Haim of the clan dog. No, Temari no dog. As a result, she was given to the Nara clan, and the same ones gave her in marriage to Shikamaru. The last A.L from this is not childish, and the fact that Temari was not given to Shikamaru at all is silent. But Shikamaru liked her body, liked her character, liked everything about her. Don't come near me, Temari said when Shikamaru approached her. What's the big deal? You're already my wife formally. Shikamaru replied, you're nothing to me. Temari replied, Temari Nara, ahaha, of course I understand that you are angry, but you are such a cutie when you are angry. Shikamaru said and walked on. Temari blushed. Even at the exam Shikamaru liked Temari, but she thought it was a quick crush and harmony, but now she was already doubtful. Somewhere in the Hokage's office. Okay, we're going on a trip in 1 week. Jiraiya said, okay. Menma and Minato answered in unison. They were going on a trip. By the way, there was a little misunderstanding about Orochimaru on the exam. He put a mark because the Hokage allowed it, and Orochimaru walked in the forest of death as a local boss, scared everyone and that I gave it, I didn't write it there, it's my mistake. Sasuke went to study with Orochimaru on a permanent basis and for 3 years they will all train, Sakura at Tsunade, Menma at Jirai, Sasuke at Orochimaru. Minato even laughed, saying that this is a new generation of Sanins, you're a fucking dirty rat. Minato shouted at Jonin. What happened? So this shinobi passed the Hokage's demand in the form of 40% of the land and the No-Dog clan, but this Jonin, like a vulgar fool, added 20% of women. Minato only found out about it that in his country, in his village, slave trade and violence with whore breeding flourished. Well, we'll fuck more. Jonin claimed, Hiruzen. Minato shouted. At that moment, Hiruzen comes in from the next office. What do you need? I just sorted everything out and lay down to sleep, you already need something. Hiruzen was indignant, this creature added 20% of women, ordinary women, to the conditions, and at the same time we did not know about it, these women and girls were made either whores and concubines, or slaves. Said the angry Minato. What? Bitch. The cat, Umbu appeared in a cat mask, alive at the speed of light. I have 3 people here, the first Ibiki, the second Inoichi, the third Shikaku. Hiruzen said angrily. Jonin realized that he was finished. After 20 minutes, Ibiki, Inoichi and Shikaku were aware. The latter, already with Hiruzen and Minato, began to work out a plan to destroy retail outlets and bardels. Somewhere in Akatsuki, as I know, Sasuke started studying with Orochimaru, and Menma went on a trip with Jiraiya. Naruto told Itachi to lead. I see. Itachi replied. For about 1 month, all the outlets and bardels were searched, but after 1 month they came to one person who was a big shot in these matters. He knew all the points and had a map, but only he knew where it was. During the interrogation of Ibika, tell me where the map is. Ibiki said calmly. No, Najura replied just as calmly. And alas, you will not be able to get my memories and thoughts, since the seal is self-destructing. Najura taunted Ibiki. They didn't break them like that. Ibiki said, taking out a cleaver. Iche, you can't take me like that, it's beneficial to you that I would be alive. Najura said with a grin. Ibiki without words began to slowly cut Najura's little finger. He started screaming. You ugly pig, how dare you, Najura shouted. Ibiki reached the bone and stopped. After 2 seconds he cut off 4 fingers at once with a huge blow. Najura's cry of pain. Will you talk? Ibiki asked. Spit in Ibiki's face. I understand you. Ibiki replied, chopping off Najura's arm to the elbow. Naturally, the latter began to scream. Ibiki began slicing Najura's fingers slowly into a salad. All the fingers were chopped off. Ibiki started stirring up the salad. Eat the pig. Ibiki said, shoving pieces of Najura's fingers into his mouth. Cough, cough, ugh, I'll tell you everything, please stop. Najura said, breaking down, where is the map, all the information, absolutely everything. Ibiki said. Najura told all the points and where the map is stored, also told about the criminal bigwigs and where to catch them. Okay, thanks. Ibiki said, chopping off Najura's head. Take away this disgusting fat corpse. Ibiki said and left the interrogation room. Ibiki finished all the Hokage and Danzo. The active mobilization of the Umbu began and they had to destroy about 30 points. Delta Group will destroy the last 30 base. Shikaku said, giving out the last order. If there is a strong defense, then I will send our trump card. Minato said, who are you talking about? A third asked, about Naruto. Minato replied. Everything went well, everything was captured. It turns out that there were generally renegades in the defense of the maximum rank B. 3 years have passed. Menma and Jiraiya returned after a 3-year trip to Konoha. They visited a lot of places. Menma learned a lot of things, and here's the result. An ideal hermit mode can create 2 shuriken races, completed, without hermit mode, with a hermit mode of about 8. All possible futon and Kato techniques, perfect synergy with 3 toads from Mount Mayabuku, Gamabunta, Gamaken, Gamahiro. The results of Sasuke's training with Orochimaru, Chidori top level, new Kirin technique, perfect mastery of 3 Tomoe Sharingan, knowledge of Kato's techniques at the S rank level, slightly better than Menma, Raiden's techniques S+ rank. The results of Mito and Sakura's training with Tsunade. Mito is stronger than Sakura in chakra control, but Sakura heals better. Both can summon Katsuya. I won't describe how happy everyone was to have Menma back. Right to the point, Hokage sent them on an S+ rank mission to kill the Akatsuki who captured 4 Kazekage Garu. Menma was in A, from the fact that Gaara Kazekage. Then everything was according to the canon before coming to the place where the Gaara was extracted. When the seals were removed, Menma, Sasuke, Mito, Chio and Kakashi entered the cave. They saw Gaara's corpse and 2 Akatsuki members sitting on it. Hell, not them. Naruto Itachi spoke softly in his ear, yes, it's too early for them to compete with us. Naruto answered him, WW what? You bastard will pay for everything you've done. Menma began to shout, Itachi, I'll kill T.ya. Shouted Sasuke, but Kakashi stopped them both. Quiet, look at Naruto's eyes. Kakashi said when he saw Rinnerusugan. Menma and Sasuke were shocked, but decided to enter the fight. Brother, it's too early for you. Itachi said. When you get the Mangekyo Sharingan, then you can come. Itachi added, Menma, Mito, you are still weak. Naruto said. The fight began. Naruto immediately cut down the hermit mode and made a Raisin Shuriken by sending it to Naruto. Mito also activated the hermit mode, only the hermit Namikaze mode. She was given incredible speed with this mode. Shinra Tensei. Naruto said calmly and pushed 2 relatives away from him. Ah, heck. Menma spoke through his teeth, you are weak for me. First you should study your father's technique, and then go to me. What can I say if you don't use your great genome that we found in you, the genome of the Namikaze clan, the genome of light? And you Mito don't use the genome of the chakra chains. You're too small for me. Naruto said. Menma and Mito began to fight in taijutsu with Naruto, but they lost, because Naruto was very strong in taijutsu. It was not for nothing that he trained with Guy and Haiden. All attempts, all punches were blocked. Ahahaha, is that all? I didn't even show a grain of my power of mediocrity. Naruto said, completing the fight with 1 technique tendon incision, iron ninjutsu. Naruto said, cutting all the tendons of his brother and sister at the speed of light. Kakashi used Kamui to protect Menma and Mito. Naruto jumped back and thought to himself, few in time. Meanwhile, Sasuke and Itachi have Kato, Flowers of Rage. Sasuke said, releasing a flower fire into Itachi, at 1,000 degrees, oh, brother, Kato, purple fire. Itachi said, releasing a purple fire that was under 30,000 degrees, Ki, Chidori. Sasuke said, piercing Itachi through, I won. Sasuke shouted joyfully. But Itachi pointed his fingers to the left and the latter saw that Itachi was sitting there not harmful. Is that all? You can't even recognize my genjutsu. Okay, it's time for me to go to sleep. Itachi said and Sasuke instantly fell asleep. From such a Kakashi in general, L and took 3 non-Avengers, and then teleported 20 kilometers back with the help of Shunshin. Yeah, well, they got stronger. Itachi said, yes, there's Mito, how beautiful she has grown, 5 breast size, 86 centimeters, probably a woman for snapping up. And Menma pulled himself up so well, he looks like me and his father. And Sasuke is so in general, probably all Konoha is running after him and Menma. Naruto replied, probably, okay, let's go. Itachi said, come on. Naruto said, somewhere in Konoha, damn it. Menma, Mito, and Sasuke said in unison, what were you hoping for? They are geniuses and have a lot of experience, you are just insignificant compared to them. Naruto generally has a jujutsu that the Sage of the Six Ways himself did not have. If you want to become stronger than Naruto, become stronger at least the first Hokage. Kakashi said, it's time to train more. Menma, Mito, and Sasuke said in unison again, oh, my god. Kakashi sighed heavily. Chie still managed to pick up Gaara's body at that moment of the battle and resurrected it with her valuable life. Naruto, don't get upset, I sympathize with you, but you need to move on. If you want your father to be alive, then know that the world of illusions is the best you can have. This shinobi world is rotten. Obito said and disappeared, damn it. For Raikage Hei, for Kazekage Gaara, for Mizukage Mei, 3 Tsuchikage Inoki, you will all die by my hand. Mad Naruto said at the top of his voice. Pain appeared, do you need help? Pain asked, no, just give me 1 month. Naruto replied, okay. Pain said, one day before that. Konoha has reached the apogee of influence like Uzushio, they are allies of the village and begin to put a lot of pressure on the influence of other villages. A detachment of 4 Kage has been assembled, who will have to kill Hokage and Yuzukage at the Kage meeting. Minato, not suspecting anything, gathered and went to this meeting like Yuzukage. Their guards were, Hokage Metogai, Kakashi Hatake, Menma Namikaze, Mito Namikaze. Yuzukage Shiero Uzumaki, Tatsuki Uzumaki. After arriving, they started talking about Akatsuki, but Raikage decided to start the dance of death already. All kill Yuzukage and Hokage. Hei shouted. Everyone rushed into battle. There were about 60 umbu of fog, 70 umbu of cloud, 40 umbu of sand and 50 umbu of stone. The battle began. Minato realized what was what and began to analyze the situation. There were also children, that's the devil took them in vain, Minato flashed in his head. Everyone attacked at the same time and tactfully. It was not possible to dodge the attacks, only Mito and Minato could kill and dodge this attack with the help of Namikaze mode, and then it did not last long. Out of 220 umbu, 80 fell and the regime ended. Menma cut down the hermit's regime and started killing umbu, but he was beaten very badly by the technicians. The battle was fierce and here are the first losses. Shiero Uzumaki and Tatsuki Uzumaki were pierced by the flying spear tit technique. Yuzukage was angry and decided to use a trump card, the great baking of Biju. This is a technique for Biju, but it can seal people with it. He sealed 40 umbu and left 80 umbu in total. Minato, I'm done. Ashuna said, damn, okay, inhale, exhale, fu. He saw that Mito and Menma, like Kakashi and Guy, were very shabby, and Guy already wanted to open the 8th gate, but Minato decided, summoning the god of death. Minato said, putting on the mask of the god of death. What do you need, mortal? Shinigami asked. Give me the power that can kill everyone here. Minato said, okay, but the price will be your soul. Shinigami warned, I know. Minato replied, nah. Mito and Menma shouted in unison. Damn, I should have done it to Minato. Ashuna was saying. But Minato has already called God. He abruptly received a power not comparable to human. This power was not even known to Otsutsuki. Oh, overdid it, okay. With you, you're lucky, I poured my chakra into you and I won't be able to take you to me anymore, but you'll die anyway. Shinigami said. Minato, using his strength and new knowledge, began to throw everyone away. The Kage were scattered like toys, but they managed to escape. The wounds are very serious, each of them has one arm missing, and the right eye was torn out of the raikage. Okay, it's time for me, Menma tell Hiruzen to return to the post, or Jiraiya to stand up for the post, but most likely he will not agree and will have to put Tsunade. Oh yes, Naruto. Minato didn't have time to finish as he went to God in heaven. What's Naruto? What is Naruto? Father. No. Menma shouted. Menma, calm down, it's better to salute your father with a minute of silence. Kakashi said. Everyone fell silent, but Mito and Menma were sobbing. Kakashi was very saddened by the death of the teacher, because he had so much with him. It was he who pulled him out of depression. Guy was also very upset and depressed, because when his father died, Minato supported him. He became like an older brother to him. Today we accompany the 4th Hokage Minato Namikaze on his last journey. He died defending the honor of our village. Hiruzen Sarutobi, the 3rd Hokage, said, Minato, whimper, sounds of crying. Heard from Kushina. Now I am invited to make a speech about this wonderful man. The third did not have time to finish, when suddenly Naruto appeared on the platzguard with a bouquet of flowers. Goodbye father, said Naruto. What? Are you a freak coming here? How dare you? The crowd began to shout, because according to the story invented by Naruto and his father, he almost killed Ashuna and Minato. About 30 Root Umbu appeared around Naruto. Give up, or you will die, said the new head of the Root, none other than Yamato. Yamato was in a course about Naruto's game and didn't understand what he was doing here. Shinra Tensei. Naruto said in a sepulchral voice. All shinobi flew away and broke their bones. He was my father, even though I wanted to kill him, but I still respect him, and I consider him a good father. He was just unlucky with me. Naruto said, and then added, and in general, Minato Namikaze deserves more than death from Kage. It's a pity that he died like that. But he still said to himself, my revenge will be cruel. Naruto is talking business, but he wanted to kill the teacher, so it's not for him to talk about it. Kakashi said to himself, okay, I say goodbye to you idiots. The 5th Hokage must be the strongest, or I will destroy this village. I give you 1 week. Naruto said. Naruto. Enough. Kushina shouted, because she was tired of this game. Naruto to himself, damn mom, okay phew, sorry. He approaches Kushina with incredible speed and pierces her with the Chidori technique, but does not kill her on purpose. I'm sorry, Naruto said softly so that only she could hear, and he himself said, shut up, stupid woman. Oh, you freak. Menma shouted and ran with the hermit mode already turned on, but something changed in him. He became much faster. Naruto wanted to deal with it quickly and decided to use the technique Shinra Tensei. Naruto said. Menma did not move a meter. He ran at him with the same speed. In Menma's eyes there was not one line, but a patterned spiral. Menma approached Naruto and hit him. Naruto flew 40 meters away. Keiche. Ka. Naruto coughed up blood. The blow was really very strong. Okay, Menma, but I have to go. Naruto didn't have time to finish as a ray of light pierced him. You bastard, you're not going anywhere. Menma shouted. Naruto began to worry that he would die prematurely. At that moment, Mito and Sakura were treating Kushina, and she was slowly recovering, but she did not lose consciousness, as Uzumaki, damn, okay trump card, Rinyusa Sharingan, the air seal of the great explosion. Naruto said. There was a huge explosion that knocked Menma off her feet. Bastard, you can't run away, Ray of Doom. Menma said at the command of the voice in his head. Naruto was pierced through by a ray of light. Naruto began to spit up blood. Phew, body regeneration technique. Said Naruto, killing a rainbow man from the village. As he then looked, it was Haku. The fact that he was surprised is to keep silent. Naruto? Tsuni asked, you? I thought you were in the cloud. Naruto appeared. You bastard. Tsuni said already with incredible fury. She created a huge ball of purple fire and launched it at Naruto. Damn, it was she who taught me the purple flame. It's rubbish, I'm going to die like that. Naruto thought, help Tobi. Naruto shouted. When suddenly an unknown masked man abruptly appeared and took Naruto away. What happened? How did you get there? Angry Tobi asked. I decided to say goodbye to my father, but I underestimated Konokovtsev. Naruto said, spitting blood, yes. Why didn't you suck those rays from the chakra? Tobi asked. I tried, but apparently it's a pure chakra. Naruto replied, it's clear, you need to get better, we'll take your revenge. Tobi said and disappeared into the funnel. Meanwhile, in Konoha, Nah. I missed him. Heck. Menma yelled, but remembered about Kushina and immediately ran to her. Mom. Are you all right? Menma said excitedly. Why yes, but I need to rest. Kushina said and passed out. Is she going to be okay? Menma asked, somewhat calmed down. Yes, Naruto didn't hit the important organs. Sakura replied, what? I definitely saw that blow, at point-blank range. He would have killed if he wanted. What he was up to, Menma began to think, but through today was a specific day, wasn't it, Guy? Kakashi said, yes, Kakashi, the funeral of the one who replaced our father. For both of us he was like an older brother. Guy spoke for the first time, sad, this is the first time I've seen you like this. Kakashi noticed, you know, sometimes you need to take off the mask and accept the true self. Guy said as he left for his home, that's right, that's right. Kakashi said. After the battle at the Hokage's funeral, each side had questions. Where did Menma get such power from? But Naruto knew the answers to these questions. It was the genome of light, which is manifested only in Namikaze, who are chosen by the god of light. Naruto was not chosen by the god Ra, as he has a different fate in store for him, somewhere in Konoha. And so, Menma, you have a power that we don't know anything about, think maybe you'll remember something from the fight. Kakashi said, I only remember the voice that prompted the words and seals, directed my chakra to the right places and transformed them. Menma said, I know. I know. This is the genome of light, so Naruto said. He said that Menma has not yet awakened his genome, which will help defeat him. Mito said, the genome of light, it seems that Minato's father had it. Said Ashuna, who was on a tree branch, and they themselves were in the forest. Grandpa, do you know the techniques of this genome? Menma asked. Yes, I have scrolls in my spatial pocket. Ashuna said, starting to dig in his pocket. And where did you get them from? Kakashi asked, from Naruto. At first we thought that he was chosen by God, but no, in general Naruto knows more than I do about genomes, as well as generally about the chakra and styles of their use. Even in Fuinjutsu he surpassed me at the age of 13. Ashuna replied, taking out 4 scrolls and handing them to Menma. And so, there are 2 techniques in each scroll. The first scroll, the first technique, the technique of light blinding. For this you need to create a ray of light that blinds. The more chakras are invested in the technique, the more it blinds, the user does not blind. The second technique is a beam of light, releases a beam to the specified point and burns it with a temperature of 4000 degrees. Read the first scroll of Menma. Working out began. In order to get the technique, Menma had to train for 2 days to use the genome, releasing light from himself as a cover, which increased his speed and gave him immunity to gravitational techniques. After 4 weeks, Menma could already safely use the techniques from the first list, and at a high level. And so, it's time to read the second scroll. Ashuna said, yes. Said Menma, taking 2 scroll. And so, the first light dog technique, releases a dog from light rays at a temperature of about 50,000 degrees, similar to a dog from lightning. The second technique is light boots, creates boots made of light that accelerate a person to light speed, for 2 minutes. Menma said, surprised, let's read 3 and 4 scrolls at once and work out. Ashuna said, okay, and so the 3 scroll, the first technique of the Ray of Perdition, releases a beam at a temperature of 40,000 degrees at the enemy. You can change his trajectory during the flight. The second technique is Light Sprites, releases a beam of lightning and light, which is very strong. No seals are needed, you just need to pronounce the name Light Sprites hit my enemy. You can shorten it to Light Sprites. The fourth list, the Ray of the God Ra, allows you to offer a prayer to the God Ra and ask for help in battle. If God is in a good mood, he will help and release the ray into the enemy, which is hotter than Amaterasu. The second technique, the Armor of Ra, invokes armor that envelopes the user. They are very durable and absorb techniques. You can also fly in them, protects against any impact of mental and damage from techniques. You can only break through with natural chakra and physical strength, but the temperature of the armor is 100,000 degrees. The user does not feel the temperature. Menma said, surprised, it will take a long time. Kakashi said, meanwhile Naruto, somewhere in the village of clouds, and so Raikage, I am an avenger and came to avenge Minato Namikaze, you are sentenced to death. Naruto said, who are you arrogant kid? Raikage, who was without an arm, asked with a grin. You're going to die, Shinra Tensei. Naruto said, throwing back the Raikage, are you from Akatsuki? Raikage asked, spitting blood. You don't need to know that. Naruto replied, making an axe out of fire and chopping off the head of the Raikage. And that was the axe of hell. Uzumaki added, somewhere in the village of Stone, damn. Said the legless Tsuchikage to himself, can't you fly? These are my seals, motherfucker. Naruto said, splitting. Tsuchikage said while doing his technique, absorption. Naruto said in a normal tone, absorbing the technique, not impossible. Tsuchikage started shouting, probably the axe of hell. Naruto said, chopping off Tsuchikage's head, somewhere in the village of Fog, well, Mei, how's it going without a leg? Said Naruto, who appeared from nowhere. Who are you? Mei asked, surprised, because she didn't feel his chakra. You're maniac. Naruto said, smiling lasciviously, yeah, lava spit. Mei said, but her spit was swallowed and now it's my turn. Naruto said, ripping off Mei's clothes. I want to have fun. Added Naruto, attaching the suppressive seal to Mei, bastard. Mei said through her teeth. Naruto also sucked Mei's breasts, which were size 6, 100 centimeters, and you're cute when you're angry. Naruto said, penetrating inside Mei, Mei mumbled. Naruto started hammering Mei, her tits were shaking like a building during an earthquake. After 20 minutes, he lowered Mei inside, because he would kill her anyway, goodbye. Naruto said, chopping off Mei's head with an axe from hell. A day later, all the dead Kage were replaced. Kage Darui is now in the cloud, one of Tajiro's swordsmen is in the fog, and Tsuchikage's daughter is in the stone. Naruto was happy with his work and began to rest, but he had no idea how Akatsuki helped, because he killed the strongest shinobi. Naruto didn't think about it and realized only when he lay down to rest. He already imagined what horror awaits them, but it was too late, and so Akatsuki, we have 3 Biju, 1-tailed, 2-tailed, 4-tailed. At the moment, we know where the 3-tailed one is. It will be more difficult to capture the whole Biju than the Jinchuriki, so we are sending Kakuzu and Haiden along with Itachi and Naruto to capture him. Pain said. But the leader, I can defeat him myself, like Itachi, we have the strongest genjutsu. Naruto said, I know, but I need to check the abilities of Kakuzu and Haiden, and you as a safety net. An Umbu squad from the Fog and an Umbu squad from the Leaf have already gone there. As Zetsu reports, Konoha wants to get Jinchuriki in the form of Menma, so that they would gain influence and strength. Pain said. Then we're moving out? Kakuzu asked, yes. Pain replied. After 20 minutes, They moved and moved at full speed to the object. Kakuzu, can we earn money? Naruto asked, and how? Kakuzu asked, we'll chop off Haiden's head, give him to the gypsies for 400,000 ri, and then when we get the money, we'll kill everyone and take Haiden's head, and you'll attach it back. Naruto said, what are you, Lee? Haiden was indignant, it's not a bad idea, I agree. Kakuzu said, stopping abruptly, Ale che for I against. Rape help. Haiden shouted, don't whine, we're just one time, and if we want to live in comfort, then we need money. Naruto said, taking Haiden's scythe in his hands at great speed, I don't like it, I don't agree to be stuck in a box of you.ki. Said Haiden, what are your conditions? Itachi announced sharply, well, if so, then there are some. Haiden began to speak with a grin. And so, first, we will have to look into the nearest hot springs, where you will find 3 women for me. Second, we will look into a couple of restaurants to devour to the brim, otherwise I'm going to eat Conan's crap and Sasori's buns. The third and last, you Itachi, you'll show me about a nice movie in Genjutsu while I'm resting. Haiden said to him, okay. Itachi replied, okay. Naruto replied, right now you will get 3 restaurants maximum and the amount in each is not higher than 20,000 ri. Kakuzu replied, okay, chop my fucking head off. Haiden said, stopping and offering his head. Naruto cuts it off as painlessly as possible so that Haiden doesn't yell at the whole country of fire, fuck without a father, be careful. Haiden said, Choe.L, said the evil Naruto, when he heard about his father, he prescribed Hidana in the eggs from his feet, ayu.isch.anoe. Haiden shouted, but they tied his mouth, carried him on. Kakuzu said. After 12 minutes, they were on the black market, where there was just the man who wanted Haiden's head, and so, I have the head of this Haiden. Kakuzu said, okay, show the goods. Jimamiro said, first we'll cough up the price. Kakuzu replied, well 300,000 ri. Jimamiro suggested, yeah, he almost fucked up my hand, just like he almost sent me to his unkindness, at least 600,000 ri, Kakuzu said, even though he knew that they were giving 400,000 ri for him, he wants to raise the price very high, okay, 400,000 ri. Jimamiro replied 500,000 and period. Kakuzu said, okay, now show it. Jimamiro said. Kakuzu opened the box where Haiden's head was lying, his mouth and eyes were tied, okay, he's alive right? Jimamiro asked, yes. Kakuzu replied, well, here's 500,000 ri. Jimamiro said, handing Kakuzu the money. When suddenly Kakuzu takes the money and prescribes it from the turntable to Jimamiro, putting on his cloak and quickly attaching Haiden back, and also unties his mouth and eyes, well, you.Isch, wanted to by me. And I.e. shouted Haiden. Naruto and Itachi also appeared. What is Akatsuki, Group Delta, Alpha, Beta, here? Jimamiro said. 3 squads of elite mercenaries appeared in front of Akatsuki, their level is about the same as that of Umbu Root. Are you fucking old? We are against 2 strongest from Akatsuki, so also 2 strong just Akatsuki. Said the indignant leader of all, I'm paying you money. Jimamiro said, on. He went, and we went. Said the leader and, well, Toby. And Young. Haiden said, sacrificing Himamiro to Joshin. Ah, Joshin-sama, are you satisfied with me? Haiden asked nowhere, apparently waiting for an answer. He went on with the team. In about 6 days, oh, it was a good fuck today, with 3 chicks. There were 3 chicks with 4 to 5 breast sizes lying next to him. They were splattered with semen and passed out, tied up on their legs and arms, and so we go. Naruto said. We don't have much left. He added. They moved out and were in place within 4 hours. As Zetsu Jinchuriki said, under the water, why the fuck didn't they send Kisame? Naruto said irritably, and so, Amaterasu. Itachi said, burning the whole lake, but some piece of water remained not harmful, and the flame on it did not go out, it was just separated from the dome, people? How dare you break my idol? Said the evil Sanbai, releasing water bullets. Their number was 500 pieces, and so, Kakuzu and Haiden, he's on you. Said Naruto in a commanding tone. Kakuzu quickly brought his 5 hearts into battle. Kato, crushing of skulls, futon rush of the great sage. Kakuzu said. A huge gust of flame flew into the huge dome. It's not enough for Kakuzu, but I want to help him as soon as possible. Naruto said. Futon, the hurricane of the wild fox. Naruto added, now the flame was the size of the whole lake, it began to burn the layers of the dome, faithfully and hastily, in the end it burned everything to the ground, only Sanbu, pretty beaten up, stood in the middle of everything, freak. I will destroy you. Isabu said, forming a huge biju lady or a tailed bomb, damn, this is not your level. Naruto said, throwing both of them out of the field of defeat. This is still a biju, not some kind of jinchuriki. Naruto added, despite the fact that the tailed one's bomb had already flown at them, the path of absorption. Naruto said, absorbing the technique and receiving a huge amount of chakra, delicious. Naruto added, what? The freak. Isabu said, forming a huge dragon out of the water, he poured all the remaining chakra into it. It was 2 kilometers in size. This. EC. Haiden said, don't panic, I'll devour her, but no, she's too fucking huge. Naruto said, what to do? Itachi asked, clearly worried, yes, now, Dayton, mud golem. Naruto said, producing a huge golem 3 kilometers in height. The golem withstood the crushing blow, and Isabu was left without a chakra, damn it. Isabu was hoarse with anger, come on, baby. Naruto said, sealing Sanba or Isabu. Quiet, Konoha Shinobi and Mist Shinobi are heading here from both sides, I'll have to take the fight, I don't have enough chakra. So much hope for the 3 of you. Naruto said, no, it would be more profitable for you to go with Itachi to the gathering place, and we will kill everyone and join. Kakuzu said, and why do I need Itachi? Naruto asked the question, you are without a chakra, and he will protect you in case of danger. Kakuzu said, okay. Naruto said and ran with Itachi to the meeting place. The squad from Konoha included Menma, Sasakura, Kakashi, Sasuke, Asuma, Choji, Ino, Shikamaru. There were 6 elite Umbu in the Fog Squad. They entered the desert crater at the same time and saw 2 members of Akatsuki as well as each other. Oops, they came from 2 villages. Haiden said. Chidori. Sasuke said, piercing Haiden's hand at a distance of 500 meters, Nawayasib, A.L. or yes? Haiden said, he's the immortal Sasuke. Kakashi said, you're a fucking genius. Haiden replied, fighters, do not engage in battle. Said Umbu Fog, and so, 2 against 8, 4 for each, I take those downs with a jonin who has a cigar in his teeth, and you take those multicolored ones. Haiden said. Haiden rushed at Asuma starting the fight, Choji intervened and started. It was Haiden, but Haiden dodged the big hand. Ino, at the same time, tried to break Haiden's mind, but something prevented her, something beyond her strength, divine, but Haiden knew the answer, and the slut, do you want to get into my brain? Chicken, you can't do it, I'm under the protection of Joshin-sama, ahahaha. Haiden spoke in a mad voice, I see. Ino answered, and began to throw kunai. Haiden didn't even dodge, he just took them on the paw. Everything that touched him somehow, it was for him, damn. Said Asuma, when suddenly Haiden's scythe scratches his cheek and he jumps away, well, bitch, know the pain. Haiden said, licking Asuma's blood and starting to draw a circle of blood. Is he fucked up? Shikamaru asked, I don't understand what he's doing at all. Asuma replied, the ritual is over, bitch. Said Haiden, who painted himself in black and white. He pierced his leg, when suddenly Asuma felt pain in his leg. Fuck. Asuma couldn't help himself. What? Shikamaru was surprised. Ahahaha. You, Isha. Well, that's IE and .ec. Said Haiden, piercing his heart. Yes, my Haiden did not give a fuck and immediately kills on. NOO. Asuma. Just like in the canon. Shikamaru takes Asuma's breathless body and becomes dramatically serious. Everyone in his team started to get angry and become overly serious. My father's design, build 6, Inoshikocho. Shikamaru said as everyone started the formation. Ino started trying to destroy Haiden's orientation by brain genjutsu, which is almost impossible to defend against. Shikamaru started trying to catch Haiden with his shadow. And Choji hit the right points so that Haiden would jump to the right places. Such jumping did not last long and Shikamaru caught Haiden. Oh, you scum, and what will you do? Said the evil Haiden. When suddenly Shikamaru went into the forest where there were traps. Choji dug a hole and threw an explosion of seals into it. Shikamaru, by deceiving the shadow, threw Haiden there and it remains only to lay down the seal, cats. Said Choji when suddenly there was an explosion. Whatever Haiden didn't get out, Choji buried him and went to help Kakashi's team. At that time at Kakashi's, Ray of Doom. Menma said, piercing Kakuzu's last heart, KHA. These little devils, Kakuzu said the last words, and so, what do you have there? Kakashi asked, whimper whimper. Ino cried, Asuma-sensei, died in battle. Shikamaru said through tears. How's Pa Gib? Naruto began to speak in a trembling tone. Meanwhile, in the shelter, and so how to put it there? Naruto asked Pain, let me do it myself. Pain was saying, no. I want to do it myself, said Naruto, fuck. Just with the help of Rinnegan, you concentrate the chakra in this seal where the tailed one is sealed and then, as if transferring the chakra to a part of the body, just here, you pour the tailed chakra into the statue. Pain said, ah. Naruto said, sealing Isabu, sometimes it seems to me that you don't have a brain. Pain said, heh. Naruto smiled, by the way, where are the 2 immortals? Pain asked, I don't know. Naruto replied, but Zetsu appeared, we lost them, they died. Zetsu replied, fuck. Pain was indignant. Okay. Pain calmed down. Rest for 2 weeks and then we will hand out decrees. Pain said and left, somewhere in the place of the battle, and so Kanakovtsi, now we will kill you. Said the chief of the Umbu. Menma already that I was fighting, so I decided to try one of the techniques that he created himself, light bombs. Said Menma, releasing balls of light energy into the Umbu. The latter did not give them a look and ran to Menma. When suddenly the balls exploded and the rays of destruction flew out of them in all directions, piercing all the Umbu. Phew, these are the last ones. Menma said, as we can already guess, the 2 Akatsuki who escaped took Biju away. Kakashi said in a monotone voice. Damn, said Menma. But apparently they were lucky because the 5-tailed Jinchuriki attacked them, the armor of Ra. Menma said, feeling threatened, Kche. Said Jinchuriki, who else are you? Kakashi asked, go on, UGH. Khan said, oh, we were lucky, these are Jinchuriki. Knock him out. Menma said, knocking out Han, who was left without an ARM. In Konoha, the Biju was already extracted from the Khan and placed in the Menma, giving the latter new strength. Menma easily defeated the 5-tailed man in a duel and took his chakra and the power of steam. And Naruto calmly sealed Biju into a statue, and so Akatsuki, we are getting closer to the implementation of the Blood Moon Plan. Everyone will be able to understand true happiness in their illusions, where there is no death and pain. Madara said, "Who are you?" Sasori asked, "So it's Tobi." Deidara said, "This is Madara Uchiha, he survived and decided to change the world of shinobi." Pain said, "What?" exclaimed the remaining Akatsuki in the form of Kisame, Deidara, Sasori, and everyone else knew. No time to be surprised, we need to pick up the 5-tailed, 6-tailed and 8-tailed. Madara said. "And the 9-tailed one?" Kisame asked. "You or what? You see that the Jinchuriki are already in our team, by a moron brains, we'll just take a piece of his chakra." Deidara said, "What a blonde? Sha you'll get s." Kisame started snapping, closed. Naruto said, releasing a terrifying ki, "Even a 10-tailed one will envy, Dada." Said the Orans, "And so, now you will pour a little chakra kubi." Madara said, "Okay." Naruto said, sinking into his subconscious, he appeared right in front of the cubby cage. "Oh, the jailer has come, you haven't visited for 21 years. Kyubi said. "Huh, so that's what you look like," said Naruto, showing his Rinyusa Sharingan with 12 Tomoyami, Danu na, "Even my father did not have such a thing." Kyubi said, Yes, although your father was strong, but alas, he didn't have such eyes, it's a pity that I'm still weaker than him." Naruto said. "Do you know my father?" Kyubi asked, surprised. "You know, if I hadn't read the Quintillion scrolls, I wouldn't know." Naruto replied, "What you need?" Kyubi spoke calmly, 5 to 15% of your chakra. Naruto replied, "Okay, just the conditions, I already hear what you're doing there, but I only see occasionally. Of course, life has battered you, I have respect for you, so you only give me sight. Break the seal and that's it," said the fox. "Then tell me your name." Naruto suddenly asked a condition, ha 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 ha. "Only if you can beat me, ah ha ha ha." Kurama shouted in his voice, "Raisin Shinrai, I just learned this technique recently. You take the power of Shinra Tensei and the power of the big Rasengan, together it turns out strongly." Naruto said, opening the seal, "Well, the kid amuse me." Kyubi shouted. A huge Raisin Shinrai flew to the Kyubi. The same proto-heavyweight sent a tailed bomb to this technique. Beans! The explosion was big, but Naruto was not injured, but Kyubi got s, "That's a bitch, and you're strong." Kyubi said, "Kato, mega huge flaming skull." Naruto said, using 80% of his chakra in this technique, a skull from fire flew at Biju, which exceeded it in size by 6 times, Nihuyas.e. Oh, eval Kyubi. A technician flew into it and almost burned it to hell. O.ec. on. "Okay, kid, you've proved that you're stronger than me, cough cough cough." Kyubi growled, "Name?" said Naruto dryly, who was breathing heavily, "Kurama." Kyubi replied, "Kurama Durakama." Naruto quipped, "Naruto Pitaruto." Kyubi replied, "Faggot." Naruto was indignant, "Go to." Said Kurama, "Go on." Naruto replied, "Go on." Twice, Kurama, "Go on." 3 times, Naruto, "Since I said it first, then go on." Said Kurama, grinning triumphantly, "You have a chakra on you, you can use it whenever you want, enter my mode. You're worthy, but go for it anyway." Kurama said, throwing Naruto out of his subconscious. "How's it going?" Madara asked. "I'm his lemon." Naruto replied. "What is A.L. young?" A voice rang out in my head, "Stop, what for?" "Naya," said Naruto mentally, "It's me in your subconscious Dalbeb." Kurama replied, "On. Go." Naruto said, "Go yourself." Kurama replied, "Well done. Good." The young fighter is simple. Akatsuki shouted, okay, put more chakra into the statue. Madara said, okay. Said Naruto, putting 95% of Kurama's chakra into the statue. UCHEA.lu said 5 to 15% faggot. AAA. Kurama was saying, hoarsely, oh, you poured quite a lot. Madara said, well, yes, you need to compile the fact that there is no QB there. Naruto replied, anyway, now Naruto is going solo to beat the 8-tailed one, and everyone else is going to give 7-tailed. Madara said, disappearing, Naruto went to give pussy to the 8-tailed, but along the way a bazaar with Kurama began. Listen, are you really helping them? Kurama asked, yes, I will betray them later, at the most favorable moment. Naruto replied, well, fuck if a 10-tailed one appears. We can't all avoid it. Kurama replied, yes, I'll fuck him with that skull, just like you. Naruto snorted, are you a fool? Better Renuza Sharinganum subdue him. Kurama noticed, fuck, that's right. Naruto thought, you're a moron, aren't you? Kurama said with pride, go on. And how to shut you up? Naruto was indignant. At this time, the Akatsuki were killing Fu. Well, no fucking way. Eat 6 Akatsuki against me, a nut toend. Screamed Fu. Anyways, Tsukiyomi. Itachi said. Fu quickly passed out. Couldn't you do that before? Madara asked indignantly. Nope. Itachi said with a smile, we're going back now. Pain ordered. From Naruto, and so Killer Bee huh? Naruto asked, yo, what kind of dog are you? A scary red one. Your eyes seem to be blurred from drops, as my fans cry when I refuse them. Yo. I started composing. Nude killer, shut the fuck up, I'll fuck you. Naruto said, yo, you haven't grown up to me yet, and now we'll teach you a lesson. Yo. B was saying. Sorry, but that's all my rap is capable of. The battle began. Bai with the help of 8 swords began to attack Naruto, but he used Shinra Tensei and threw Bai away. Bai transformed into a full Biju to start dominating but got a trump technique, Kato, mega huge flaming skull. Naruto said, blowing the skull out of the fire 6.5 times more than Gyuki, well, not fucking yo. B said somehow hopelessly that, S for you. Ec. Somewhere in heaven Kakuzu exulted, who bet on losing by, give you your 40,000 combos. Haiden said. At this time, Gyuki was already defeated and lay dead, as Naruto thought, but Killer Bee hid and did not give the chakra anywhere at all, so as not to get fired up. Killer Bee had no chakra left, which played into his hands. Naruto, upon arrival with a half-dead Bai, as he thought, he put him down near Geto and began to transfer the chakra. Everyone was watching, because the 7-tailed one had already been extracted from Fu. When suddenly Killer Bee turns into a Shiapalnitsa and thereby fucks Naruto, what? For, Naya. Naruto started yelling, don't yell, your ears are withering. Kurama said, on. Go. Naruto, go on yourself. Kurama, go on. Twice. Naruto, go on. Just. Kurama replied, bitch. Naruto said, 2-0, young. Kurama grinned, okay, we have a type of chakra, that's enough, only the 5-tailed one remains. Madara said, I have a huge part of his chakra, because he was sealed into my friend, or rather his part. Deidara said, where's your friend? Madara asked, in the seal on my hands. Deidara said, Naruto printed out. Madara ordered. Naruto silently printed out the barely alive Yakuto. Deidara. Yakuto said in a hoarse voice, sorry, buddy. Deidara said. The dark part of the 5-tailed was taken from Yakuto. Plan the eyes of the moon to begin. Madara said, there is. Akatsuki replied. If that Madara is a Beto, who didn't understand it before, I will declare war. Madara said, okay. Pain replied. As well as according to the canon, Madara declared war on the Kage assembly. In the village of the Hidden Leaf, Orochimaru took up the post of Kage, as he was the strongest of the Trinity and did not mind becoming Hokage. When Madara appeared, Orochimaru quickly made a bug on him. And then I was able to contact Naruto, where Naruto told Akatsuki's plan. Our plan will work. Madara was saying, we need to attack Konoha. Pain said, why? Madara asked, there's half a five-tailed. Pain replied, no, we can lose, since the duo of the Immortals died at their hands, and as Zetsu said, they have the strongest Menma and has a strange genome. Madara replied, well, then we need a person who will make us reinforcements to the Zetsu army. Pain said, I have already found him. This is Kabuto, Orochimaru's student. He went crazy and I recruited him. He had already transplanted Orochimaru's cells to himself. Zetsu said, then the moon's plan is being put into action. Obito said. Already for 6 hours in a row, the war was going all the way. From different flanks Zetsu and the resurrected attacked, as well as from the rear. Zetsu turned and copied the chakra of the fighters and deserted. Raikage-sama, we are losing troops. Said the shinobi from the cloud, there's nothing you can do, you'll have to go into battle and break through the northern defenses of Zetsu, and then attack the central Oppositsukia from the rear. Tsurochi said, I agree. Darui supported, I think Kazekage and Mizukage should go through the left flank and break through it, and I will restrain the central front. Said Hokage. Tsunade, the plan went into effect from the left front as well as the right. A breakthrough began, but the smart Zetsu and half of the troops were shifted to the center to shift dominance, but Tsunade and Menma who were there easily fought back. We have a problem. Zetsu said, okay, I'm calling the resurrected, everything is ready. Kabuto said. On the battlefield, when all the Zetsu were surrounded, coffins appeared from which different Kage and legendary shinobi came out. We were resurrected. Ahaha, really, I can't even move, and Hashirama told Tobirama not to create such a technique. The second Tsuchikage said, what? Everyone shouted from the Shinobi Alliance. Really, all shinobi were able to unite, unexpectedly. Said the first Kazekage, I'm surprised too. Said the second Raikage, me too. Said the third Raikage, well, we will tell our weaknesses and strengths, defeat us, right now we will check your generation. The second Mizukage said. After explaining the weaknesses of the shinobi, they began a war with the resurrected. Menma was the main trump card that threw the Kage with a new force of the five-tailed. His strength and speed greatly increased, but the peculiarity was that all his direct blows were strengthened. After a 9-hour battle, all Kage and Zetsu, as well as half of Akatsuki, were killed and sealed, but the second Tsuchikage summoned Madara. The plan worked, the shinobi united strangely. Madara said, okay, now we'll dance. Madara announced his cry. Madara was killing shinobi, but when he met with 5 Kage and Menma, he began to lose ground, as the rays of destruction pierced the completed Susanoo. Kha, apparently there are still worthy shinobi, but you lost, my Rinnegan has awakened. Madara shouted and used 15 meteorites and 2 Death Stars. Step back, my exit. Menma said. The genome of light, a furious explosion of RA rays. Menma shouted as suddenly all the meteorites and stars were incinerated. Madara took a huge amount of damage, but he didn't die as resurrected. Do you like clones with or without Susanoo? Madara asked, making 9 clones with 9 Susanoo. What? Tsuchikage shouted, calm down, the bomb of rays has been destroyed. Menma said, the rays of doom flew in all directions, accidentally cutting off Tsuchikage's hand. Itachi! Shouted the last. But the clones were killed with Susanoo. Not bad, but the plan has just begun. Said Obito, who appeared from nowhere. He summoned the Ten-Tail with the help of Rinnegan Madara and so let the battle begin. Obito shouted, when suddenly Madara and Naruto and Nagato sat down with him. Where is Itachi? Obito asked, fighting with his brother. Naruto replied with a sad smile, so he wasn't with us? Obito asked, yes, he did it for his brother and now Sasuke will come to us with the supreme eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Naruto said, higher? Madara asked in surprise. Yes, because Madara-sama was not the best stage of Sharingan. When Itachi found out about the new stage, he was surprised, but how did he understand his eternal Mangekyo was the strongest, since he had Susanoo with an artifact and Koto Tsukami? Naruto said, that is, now we will have an opponent who has even stronger eyes? Madara said, yes, they will be on an equal footing with Rinnegan. Naruto said, when Sasuke suddenly appeared with exactly what Naruto was talking about, with the supreme eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, the first killer of my clan was killed, there was one more. Sasuke said. Menma wants to kill me too. Naruto snapped, Chidori. Sasuke shouted, but Naruto repelled the attack, Purple Gap. Naruto said, sending a technique 10 times stronger than Chidori. What? Said Sasuke, who was pierced by lightning. Haha, you couldn't even repel her, you can't compete with me. Naruto said. Sasuke just bit Karen and repaired the wound. When suddenly Orochimaru and 5 Hokage appeared. And so, now you will get. Said Orochimaru, I was waiting for I am Hashirameya. Madara shouted, I'll deal with you later. Hashirama replied. Madara has changed dramatically in appearance, you didn't almost change. Madara said, don't whine, but let the battle begin. Hashirama said, into Naruto's subconscious, now is the time. Kurama said, I've already figured it out. Naruto replied, Nagato Plan S, said Naruto, I get it. He replied. What are you talking about? Asked Obito, when suddenly he is pierced through and one eye is pulled out. And Naruto just cuts Madara up. Oh, you traitors! Obito shouted, damn, he ruined my plans. Madara was saying, ahahaha, Burdock, did you think I would really help you? Naruto said, what? The whole Shinobi Alliance was talking, how do I understand this Naruto? Menma shouted, we'll deal with you after the battle, okay? And now we need to work together, because you have not punched the ten-tailed, and Obito can become the Jinchuriki of the ten-tailed. Naruto shouted, good. Menma spoke through his teeth, let the battle begin. Naruto said, releasing the very power he was training, Kato, a great huge giant tsunami of flames. Naruto said, blowing out a huge wall of fire that was 6 times higher than the ten-tailed one, but that's not all. Futon, the great gust of the god of air. Naruto added, increasing the flame by 2 times, Nuayasib. Oh, get out of here. There are shinobi who have surpassed us. Hashirama and Madara were talking about themselves, I will help you, the genome of light, the ray of the god Ra. Menma pleaded and received a positive response, as my feedback to the post, write them, smiley face. The fire intensified and raced at the ten-tailed a little more, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Obito was saying. Ten-tailed abruptly sucked in and after 2 seconds, ten-tailed's Obito Jinchuriki came out of the funnel, but he still understood that the Goodadams would crack under such pressure. Madara, I need help. Obito shouted, understood, Chibaku Tensei. Madara said, weakening Naruto's technique, phew, it wasn't. Obito said, putting up a defense from Goodadam. 6 walls of Goodadam, but already 4 cracked, and there are always 2 left. The first one broke, the second one is almost there. And now it breaks, but the power of technology has also weakened very much and it can now be absorbed. Chakra absorption. Said Obito, who by the fact that he is the Jinchuriki of the ten-tail got 2 Rinnegans. The equipment was absorbed, but still Madara and Obito suffered a lot, because the equipment was very huge and caused splashy damage, ahahaha. And that's it. Madara shouted. Obito called the ten-tailed back so that he would start turning into a tree, Hokage, into battle. Hashirama said. The battle began. Hashirama fought with Madara, and the others with Ten-Tail and Obito. Already as one day there is a battle, all shinobi get tired before their eyes. Ten-Tailed and Obito 6 ways destroy everyone time after time. This time we lost Neji, who closed Menma and Hinata with his body. Menma. You say you won't let your friends die, as you see. Abol. Pressed morally Obito, there will be no such murders and eternal bloodshed in the world of illusions. Finished off morally Obito. Shut your mouth Obito, you're just a kid who lost love only because of your selfishness. You're to blame for everything that happened. You're not knowing and not being able at that moment. It's your personal problems. You're not the navel of the world around which the universe revolves. There are people who also die, but this part of the fate that haunts us, and to change it you need to become stronger. Naruto replied, knocking Menma out of her trance. Shut your mouth, you don't. Obito didn't have time to finish as Zetsu pierced him. You are no longer needed, and they are breaking you. Black Zetsu, said Madara. Zetsu shouted, but he sees Hashirama defeating Madara with Hashirama's cells and Rinnegan. Impossible. Zetsu shouted. Madara ate as she gets out from under the gates of Rashomon and runs to the Zetsu and the tree that has begun to ripen. Take it, said Zetsu, passing the tailed chakra to Madara. Obito shouted. Obito lost his power of the 6 paths and Madara regained it. Ha 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 ha, finally, said Madara and flew to Hashirama, destroying him to the ground as well as the remaining resurrected Kage. Menma and Sasuke quickly approached Madara and began to strike. Raisin Tailed. Menma said, Amaterasu. Sasuke supported. But the technique did not succeed. He just waved it away and pierced both of them, killing them. Naruto notices this and falls into a stupor while Guy makes a decision. Now you will lose. Madara said, I'll stop him. Guy said, no. Realizing what he was going to do, Kakashi said, 8 gates. Open up. Guy shouted as he opened the 8th gate. Anyway, everything is as according to the canon, until the appearance of Naruto who stopped good Adama. Ahaha. I name T. I am the strongest with whom I fought. You even surpassed Hashirama. You are truly a great shinobi. Madara shouted, directing the ball of the search for truth at Guy, who crumbled, but suddenly someone kicks him off and it was Naruto. Just kicked the ball of truth? Madara asked himself. A cure? Naruto said in a bass voice, showing his eyes to the world. It wasn't Rinnegan or Yuzugan, it was something new. It was just completely black eyes, but there was a golden tomo in the center. Now you will answer for everything. Naruto shouted with a mad laugh. He was blown away and the inner demon possessed him. Kurama gave Naruto the chakra and he entered the joint mode with Kurama. And now, a death bow, said Naruto, heading with super great speed to Madara, punching him in the stomach with an incredibly enhanced chakra fist. KJ, said Madara and flew 6 kilometers away. What happened to him? Ahem. Madara was spitting blood, because he didn't even see how he was hit. His Rinnegan didn't help, but there was one thing, the tree almost blossomed. Madara started being smacked all over the field, but he caught the moment when he got out of a lot of blows. He flew up to a tree and got the power of the whole tree. He got incredible strength. He got Rinne Sharingan and 3 Limbo. He thought it would be enough to defeat Naruto, but he was wrong, very wrong. Naruto's eyes saw Limbo perfectly and could damage them through the dimensions with their blows that broke the weakened dimensional points where Limbo was. How so? Madara shouted, who was all beaten up. You will answer me. For my brother, according to you, for 11 years, I was hatching a plan for self-sacrifice to my brother in vain, so that he would not find out the truth. Naruto shouted at Madara while beating him. Madara is almost dead. Ahem, apparently it's not the fate of my plan to come true. Madara said finally, because he was pierced by Zetsu and began using the tree that placed the whole world in eternal Tsukuyomi to give chakra to Madara through the right channels, reviving Kagyu, mixing his chakra and Madara's chakra. A huge explosion occurred and Kaguya Otsutsuki herself stood in front of Naruto. The world has changed, really Zetsu could. Kaguya thought, who else are you? Naruto was saying with a maniacal smile. Kaguya turned on him and saw the great Dojutsu of the Otsutsuki clan, Raigon, who was only the leader and assistant to the leader of the Otsutsuki, but she was not very afraid, because that little one had only one volume, and still did not know how to own it. Step back, Kaguya said, pushing Naruto 2 kilometers away. Naruto passed out because his chakra was broken due to Dojutsu, but it was not too late. Menma and Sasuke rose from the dead with renewed vigor. Anyway, the battle with Kaguya according to the canon, only Menma instead of Naruto. Here Naruto opens his eyes and sees how the world is saved. All the Biju are standing, including Kurama, as well as some scumbag starts talking about peace in the whole world and throws all the tailed in genjutsu. Then they begin the battle of Menma against Sasuke. Naruto shouts and approaches the battle point blank, Shikado no Kero. Naruto shouted, scattering Susanoo and the avatar of the five-tailed, what? He's alive! Sasuke exclaimed, Naruto. Menma changed dramatically in the face, connecting his RA mode, which he recently learned. Sasuke decided to kill Naruto first, too, and then they would deal with each other. Apparently my plan will work after all. Itachi, I'm already here. Naruto was saying, when suddenly, as if lightning out of a clear sky, a sound sounded in his head, friend, I'm waiting for you like your father. The sound of Itachi's voice sounded, okay, let's go. Naruto said to himself. Naruto started a fight with 2 shinobi who had reached the god level. Although Naruto was stronger than Kaguya herself, and more than these two, he was not going to kill them. He was going to tell the truth when they killed him, so that they would understand that their brothers were not a disgrace. He did it for Kushina because he understood that Kushina would not stand the fact that Menma would consider Naruto he was a traitor and will split. During the battle, Naruto got nuts. He himself was shocked how these 2 servants grew up. He recalled those moments when Menma and Sasuke were playing in the sandbox, how they learned the first jutsu, how they betrayed them. Now the moment has come. Sasuke punches Naruto Chidori's chest, and Menma punches Naruto's 2 shoulders with rays. So you lost, you bastard. Sasuke said, you'll pay for everything. Menma said, last words. Sasuke said, touching Naruto's throat with a katana, okay, cough cough, it's time to tell you the truth, cough cough. Naruto said. Sasuke and Menma were surprised and said in unison, which one? And so, at the age of 13, Itachi and I, on our own voluntary call, destroyed the half of Uzushio who were against Uzukage and wanted to overthrow him, as well as destroyed the entire Uchiha clan who wanted to turn over the power in Konoha. I also decided to kill Danzo and the elders. Since they broke everything, they framed everything so that the Uchiha would make a coup. I would like to say that I'm not asking for forgiveness, but we didn't touch you, Sasuke, because you were the most expensive for Itachi, and Menma, I'm sorry that I was lying to you, that I wanted to kill my father. I just needed you to become strong and independent with your sister. Now you are the strongest and Itachi and I have nothing to regret. I wonder if you suspected right? The Kage who killed Minato died, and the Kazekage who was behind Minato did not die. There were all sorts of oddities, and the fact that we did not finish you off when we met or that we simply did not look for you, forgot about you, pulled away, too abruptly lost the love that we experienced. Cough cough cough, apparently my time is coming to an end, take care of the people who are closest to you. Said Naruto, looking at the reaction of Menma and Sasuke. Menma, who was crying and understood that his brother was not lying, just sobbed and did not understand why all this, why sacrifice himself. Sasuke similarly, but only about Itachi, why did you sacrifice yourself? Sasuke and Menma said in unison, silly, so that you would take our eyes and become even stronger, so that you would get a goal in life and fulfill it, so that you would pay for all your training. I'm just saying this now, because I realized what a crazy plan was. Menma and Sasuke, please, I want in order for my eyes to see the world of shinobi, the world peace that you, my dear ones, will make. I want Itachi and I not to sacrifice ourselves in vain as a father. In general, take my eyes, they are one of the strongest jujitsu. If anything, we loved you more than G. Ahem, life. Naruto said, letting out his last breath. Menma shouted. Sasuke was just sobbing uncontrollably. Kushina, who felt something was wrong, immediately flew to the side where there were screams. She saw most of all what she was afraid of, a dead son and another son who found out the truth. Why didn't you tell me? Menma cried, I'm sorry, son, whimper, it was Naruto's will, whimper. Kushina sobbed, who flew up to Naruto's corpse and began to hug him tightly. In about 3 days. Itachi and Naruto announced the heroes of the whole shinobi world and recorded the full story in the shinobi history book. They erected a monument in the middle of Konoha, as the best shinobi who were for the village to the end. Soon there were letters from Naruto to Minato and how Naruto was doing. That's why they wrote the story in the shinobi history book. Okay, Naruto told me that I would live happily. Okay, let's go Sasuke. Said Menma, who went out in a Hokage hat, and Sasuke in the hat of the head of the Umbu. That's the end of it.